ngasih galau. Pernah ngerasa playlist dari Spotify berputar terus di kepala lo?
Ada yang
Will you
in your arms, and these feelings start to change. One look into your eyes, and I'm floating far away. I've never been here before. I don't know the score, but I never want lying in your arms, and these feelings start to change. One look into your eyes, and I'm floating far away. I've never been here before. I don't know the score, but I never wanted you more than I do tonight. Escape with me. Will you escape with me? And we'll start brand new. Lights out, lying in your arms, and these feelings start to change. One look into your eyes, and I'm floating far away. I've never been here before. I don't know the score, but I never wanted you more than I lying in your arms, and these feelings start to change. One look into your eyes, and I'm floating far away. I've never been here before. I don't know the score, but I never wanted you more than I do tonight. Escape with me. Will you escape with me? And we'll start brand new. Escape with me. Will you escape with me? I've never been here before. I don't know the score, but I never wanted you more than I do.
To this event? Well, we always wait for this. This is our Christmas of every year. Back before I was an analyst, I actually took days off for this event, but not for
Yeah.
Christmas. So it's just your time to hang out with all your Dota friends and watch some good old Dota.
Yeah, I gotta say, because I've watched every single TI since TI2. I was at TI2, I was at TI5. I got to see the Echo Slam live. Oh my God, I got to hear Toby's voice crack in the auditorium, and it's a real honor to be here once again because these players are so good. Oh my God, the group stage matches were insane. I mean, what were some of the highlights for you in terms of the group stage, Peter?
I think just watching LFY, kind
Oh,
of like
gosh,
that,
yeah.
like the one Chinese team that stands above the rest. All of China has done really, really good here,
Yeah.
but LFY, I don't know, man. They're hard to say they might not be the champions.
My highlight was a 120-minute game. 1 hour defense versus Mega Creeps.
You were casting, right?
Yeah, I was casting it. I was like, I don't know who's gonna end. I didn't know who was gonna win until like the last 30 seconds of the game. It was crazy.
Yeah, and it
2
was
hours.
very intense for a lot of times during that 120-minute period. It wasn't just literally sitting in base with no action. I mean, there was a lot of attempts to get to Roshan, a lot of big buybacks, a lot of close, tense battles. What about you, Ake? What were some of the highlights from the group stage?
For me, it's not a highlight. It's more that I'm surprised that OG didn't get to the upper bracket. Coming into this tournament, winning 2 majors, everyone is going to think that they're going to do like super well here. And the thing is, they didn't do good. They
and
went
it was
9-7, I think, in the group stage.
Yeah.
But it just
During
wasn't
that
enough.
period.
The thing is,
literally heartbreak about that 9-7 result is that the 2 teams that were above them, Roshan, a lot of big buys. So if they had just won one single match, they would be in the upper bracket. And in fact, today we are going to be doing 2 upper bracket matches, 2 upper bracket best of 3s, followed by 4 lower bracket matches that are best of 1s and elimination matches. So literally that one game is the difference between getting the chance to play a best of 3 versus having to play a best of 1 in elimination mode.
And no one really wants to play a best of 1 here at TI. You really want to have a best of 3 to be able to show everything you've got. So.
I've only ever had to play one best of 1 at a Valve event, and it ended very, very poorly.
Is that a humble brag? It's like EG was so used to being in the winners bracket
usually
at
I
that time.
get the privilege of playing from the winners bracket because I show up on the group stage. But Unfortunately, that's not always the case. Sometimes you got to gut out that best.
Yeah, but let's zoom into that best of one and the agony of it. Hit me with that.
Well, I thought we were gonna win, and then I don't know. You know, I'm sure we all made mistakes, some more than others. But yeah, you realize you're going home with last place, and you kind of wasted your time here.
Brutal.
Well, I mean, everybody's getting paid, so it's fun in there.
Yeah, I mean, every single day will showcase elimination matches. And of course, we're very excited for the winners bracket matches coming up. It's going to be Liquid versus IG. And of course, another pair of blue teams playing Newbie versus Evil Geniuses. And there's a lot of crowd favorites here. A lot of TI championships and major wins among them. So super excited for those matches. Is there a highlight match that you guys have in store today?
For me, it's the first match. I think Liquid played super well during the group stage, and I didn't actually think they're going to play it that well. So I'm really excited to see how they're going to perform here at the stage as well.
One of the things that I'm particularly excited for is that we have some of the best hosts and cosplayers in the world here. And rarely is it seen people who can do both. Also here at the event, we got Casey and Action Slacks. How are you guys doing?
Hello! What's up, bro?
Is that a real donkey?
Heck yeah!
This
is Sweet Pep Pep, our magical courier that we rode in through the land of Dota.
He's such a good boy, aren't you?
He is a
Pep
good
Pep?
boy. Yeah, Sweet Pep Pep, kiss daddy. Oh.
Slacks has been very comfortable all morning. I just want to point that out.
Oh,
Very comfortable.
Yeah, it's very good. Me and Pep Pep go way back. Hey, let's talk to some fans. We got a whole line out here in front of TI right now. Everybody's trying to get in the building. This is the first game. You guys want to, anybody? Hey, get over here. What's up?
Come over. Come on in.
Come meet
come
Sweet
on over,
Pep
come
Pep. Yes, come here. What's your name, sir?
Right next to the hammers.
Matt, what's up? What brings you to TI? What are you hoping to see?
A lot of Dota.
Oh, that's pretty good. Good job, Matt. Do you want to see maybe Sweet Pep Pep?
Of course.
Yes.
Be
Look at him. He's a
careful.
natural.
Pet on
Are you
the
a support player? He knew you pretty good.
Yeah,
They
usually.
pet the donkey on the net. What's your name, sir?
Adam.
And what team did you come to watch today? All of them, I'm hoping?
I'm actually working, so.
You're
the
working?
event. I'm working right there at Spin Bicycle.
Get out of here, Adam.
We're trying to get customers.
Hey, be nice.
I'll get you a pet Sweet Pep Pep.
What's the best part of the International?
I don't know anything about this event.
Okay, let me tell you something. This is about
donkey.
the best players in the entire world of Dota 2. Have you heard of Dota 2?
No.
Okay, well, we're going to teach you how to play. It's super easy.
Okay.
And you'll be here next year as a pro, I'm sure.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm going to get that 24 million by myself, no teams.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's exactly how
Best
it
of
works.
luck.
Perfect. Welcome to the community, sir. You know how we welcome people to
Smash
the
'em.
community?
Kill him, Casey.
Smash him.
Kill him, Casey. Sorry. Anyway. All right, well, things are pretty hot out here. The donkeys are ready. The couriers are ready to go. The secret shop is up. There's a big line, though, because this is the only guy that's actually delivering anything, so we'll get him to work. Don't worry, guys. All right, well, thanks for watching. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Casey. Thank you, Slacks. And also for any of you who need a want to say for any of you who are returning Dota fans who've seen TI before, welcome. And for any of you who are brand new here, welcome. We're so thrilled to have you here. And once again, it will be our responsibility here to help convey what is so interesting about these plays and drafts, to highlight how skilled these players are. And one of the things that's been truly remarkable to me in watching the group stage matches is how interesting drafting has become. Because typically, especially at low levels, you think in terms of the lane position. Who goes to the off lane? Who goes to the mid lane? Here are the heroes that fit into the mid lane. But I've been watching EG drafts, and after 4 picks, I'm like, 3 of those, I guess, go in the off lane, and one's a support. I mean, players are switching heroes into all sorts of weird positions. I mean, what's your read on this, PPD?
With the introduction of talents this year, it's really opened up a lot of heroes to have more possibilities, more opportunities to support or to carry. So teams are really getting flexible on their lane setups, trying to give themselves the best early game advantage that they can.
And I mean, what are some of the specific heroes that you think are able to be flexible in those ways?
Oh, there's a ton. Earthshaker's like one of the most popular. Nyx Assassin with like the 80% win rate that we saw in the group stage.
80% win rate after 40 games picked, which is just an extraordinary percentage.
Yeah, a lot of times teams are picking these versatile heroes with their first 2 picks and then deciding later in the draft if they need to shift them to support.
Yeah. And Aki, I'm curious if you have some comments on some of the heroes that have really stood out to you as interesting or unusual in terms of their performance in the group stages.
For me, it's Lich, because he hasn't been picked much throughout the whole year, but like now he's been picked a lot, and it's what Peter said, that it's a hero that can go on like any lane, so they don't really know if it's going to be mid or off lane or safe lane. So it's quite an open pick in a way, even though he's always support.
Yeah. And Merlini, of course, you've gotten the opportunity to cast so many of these games, watch so many of these games of these teams throughout the year. Are there certain patterns that you've seen emerge just here that contrast with some of the previous majors?
I would say a lot of it has developed since TI6 when wings were super flexible. I think you mentioned like Puck too, Puck Earthshaker, like these kind of heroes can go anywhere. Yeah. And I would thought wings would do really well in this patch because you can play anything anywhere, but we have seen a lot of flexibility in the first 2 picks where they can really go anywhere. And I think DC did that a lot too during last year's TI, and it's kind of evolved from there.
And it's been super interesting to see how this has played out in the group stages. For any of you who did not get the opportunity to see those, there were 18 teams placed into 2 groups of 9, and these were where we got the seedings for the final main event bracket today. In case you missed it, let's take a look at a recap of the group stages.
It is time to begin the international.
Look for the hole. He's got to find the opening. That's 3. Universe, you monster! How could you?
Oh my God!
Oh no!
No way! What?
He's alive. And up against her. Jesus Christ! What was that crit? Resolution just explodes. The Queen of Pain.
The Bristol is still freaking alive, Winter. How does he do this?
Where's the Aegis? No one's picked it up.
They can't find it.
Where's the Aegis?
It's stuck.
Where the hell's the Aegis?
We've only had 3 Mega Creeps come back in the history of TI, and there's been 2 in one day.
This anti-mage, if they could kill him off here, this would be so tremendous. But as you look at the damage, Sakata blows him up to hell. IGV, after 128 minutes, GG is called. FN's had enough.
TNC are winning this fight.
He's down!
The throne, Winter.
That's GG. What a day, Parker. What a day.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have lost our first 2 teams of TI. From Group B, you will see Hellraisers depart, and they'll be forced to watch from the stands. On the other side, we have Fnatic from Group A, who will not have a chance to play their favorite game in the key arena.
The Shadow Blaze there. Oh, the ward trap! Kuroki holds back the Sven. Jump forward from GH.
They got Broodmother dragging Matomon back inside the basement, right on top of Yapsor. Matomon will just eat everybody alive. And Liquid will win the series 2-0.
Liquid are going to be top of the table in their group. LGD, Evil Geniuses, and TNC all are going to be in that upper bracket, and that scary lower bracket, that fate has been sealed for OG.
Monet not brought down the Chain Frost. All of VP crumbling around them.
The Fissure again! Ah, boo! Are you kidding me? Makes it 3. They might get 4.
LFY just playing with their food here. Woo.
This team's good. They are really, really good.
In Group B, LFY, Newbie, IG, and Virtus Pro will be in the upper bracket. As the main event kicks off, we'll get closer to finding a champion.
One of the big surprises from the group stages is how well LFY performed, going 14-2 for that first place position. And nothing else I say matters because the horn just sounded, which means our very first game of our very first match is about to happen.
Exciting.
Oh, finally.
I know.
Waiting long enough, right? All these intro videos and fancy graphics.
I know, you don't want to hear about my opinion of LFY. I'm a 3.1K player. It doesn't matter. Nothing I say matters, but the next group stage, or the first main event match is going to happen. It's going to be Liquid versus IG. And before we even get into these teams, just quick thoughts on which one you think is the strongest.
I think Liquid. They showed up really well in the group stage, and I really like their draft as well. They usually open up with 2 open picks, so I think they're going to have a good lineup every game.
Well, we do have that lineup for Team Liquid. Let's take a look at who's playing for TL. A legendary lineup for Team Liquid. Merlini, who's the player to watch on TL?
I think GH. He's actually, I think, simply the best support right now. He is amazing.
Their opponents are, of course, going to be former TI champions. Let's take a look at IG. Peter, same question for you. Who's the key player to watch for on Invictus Gaming?
I think most people would probably say Burning, but I would actually probably go with Boboka. I think he's this like new age China player who's just fantastic and really, really fun to watch.
Yeah. And you know, before we even hopped up here, you were talking about the differences in play style between a lot of the Western and Eastern teams. Share a little bit more of that with me.
I think Eastern teams in general have just been playing much better as a unit. As a team, you know, they win or lose, they all look good, they all look bad, whereas the Western teams have really kind of focused their lineups around one particular star. On Liquid, we have Miracle. On EG, we have Sumail.
Yeah.
Even Newbie, like one of the teams that isn't really similar to all the other Eastern teams, SEC.
Yeah. I mean, I remember that in watching Team Liquid, they would always seem to build around Miracle or Matumba Man, but I mean, a lot of the Chinese teams, particularly LFY, IG, are doing this Masses 5 play as a team style. I mean, you got the chance to look at some of these games, Merlini. What were the highlights for you in terms of the play from IG?
The play from IG, yeah, similar to what you guys mentioned. I have to ask something about the drafting, though, because I think it's really important for both of these teams. Do you think Q is still like top tier in your book as the top drafter? I think you mentioned that he was one of the few drafters that you still respected.
This main event will be very telling for that. IG isn't one of my favorites in this tournament. I think that they did a great job kind of squeezing out of that Group B group stage, but I don't know how strong I think Group A was probably a little bit stronger than Group B.
And I'm also curious in terms of the specific heroes we've been seeing. There's a few all heroes. Nyx Assassin currently has been picked in 40 games with a win rate of 80%. Aka, you also mentioned Lich. Who are some of the other big key heroes that you're seeing influence the drafting phase?
I mean, just for Liquid, I think it's important that they can pick Brood. It's like a 5th pick, so it's just very like open for them if they want to go with that. And then they actually swap. So Matumbaman is playing mid for them.
Yeah.
And so they really like to switch those like mid and Safen a bit, and it's not many teams that are like doing that.
And I mean, Broodmother in mid, it was amazing to see how Broodmother wrecked in lane. I mean, Matumba Man just stomped over Sumail relatively quickly. I mean, is this just an underrepresented pick? Do you think this is an unusual 5th pick that can only counter specific lineups?
I think it's a hero that people were really coming onto right before the International, and they weren't exactly sure how strong it would be, but Liquid has kind of brought it to its full potential. They've done this, you know, they've managed to play this amazing kind of split push style, a lot of mind control Furion, GH Wisp, GH Caudle.
The thing about Brood is like your stomach always sinks as soon as you see a Brood pick. You're like, oh god, there's a Brood. Even if you have good heroes versus it, they think it's so good, and they're going to pick it, and you're just like, I'm not sure if we're ready for that.
It's the obnoxious combination of invisibility, evasion, regen, and also a lot of early game damage that is just making mid lane a nightmare against Matumba Man. I'm curious, though, what you think are some of the perhaps undervalued or underrepresented picks. Ake, once again.
I think Chen hasn't been picked once, right? And
it's got a little play.
And Ench hasn't been picked that much either. I think like Chen is quite hard to get into the game to work, but Ench could for sure work more than she's been picked, I think.
Yeah, Enchantress has been picked several times this tournament. It has just seemed really great for executing successful ganks. I also want to ask a little bit about this style that the Chinese teams have brought, about having 5 players join together, about having a lot of the cores in mid rotate to push down objectives early. Talk me through a little bit of the strengths and weaknesses of this style of play.
Well, it's just a different kind of setup. You know, you're focused on objectives. You're focused on making the map bigger for yourselves and smaller for your opponents. And every tower that you take is a step towards that. And it can make the game very direct. It gives you, you know, a very clear kind of opportunity. You know, hey, you know, we need to do this, this, and that, and we can win this game. And a lot of times that's not, your path to victory isn't always so clear.
Yeah. And we've talked a little bit about the successful routes in order to get there, but since the players are still getting set up, I have to ask, it's very important to me, what are just the worst heroes? What heroes you just are so upset that people are picking right now, Ake?
We were talking about this yesterday. I can't remember.
I said Troll.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of Troll Warlord. I know IG plays it.
I don't know. I actually think Troll is quite good. But that's
why?
just me. Because he's quite strong in the lane. He has a lot of armor. He has an ultimate that is global, so he can enable other heroes, like maybe Void on the offlane, to make it so he can make sure that Void can get a soul kill.
Sure.
And then he actually has this Roche potential to be able to kill Roche.
Yeah, I mean, part of the reason why I'm asking about what are these strong heroes, what are these weak heroes, is that, if you look at Troll Warlord, you can describe what Troll Warlord does, but are there heroes who are better? It's always interesting to me to, as a relatively weak player, see how the evaluation process works. Like, you talk about, you don't like Troll Warlord. Who would you pick in his place?
I kind of like Drow, like something that can force objectives and hit buildings. Yeah. Drow, Shadow Fiend's kind of on the down.
In that sense, I think Troll could be bad because he's quite all over the place. He's a bit of everything, but he's not really good at one thing. So in that sense, maybe Drow is better if you want to
BKB. Yeah, I think having to get BKB is like the worst thing about him. And even with BKB, like we have heroes like Earthshaker and Nyx who will just jump you instantly and kill you before anything happens.
Yeah, Merlini, what in your eyes are some of the big hero plays that you have been seeing throughout the group stages?
Hero-wise?
Oh, yeah.
I think Ancient Apparition is going to see a lot more play.
Yeah,
We've seen a lot of Doom, and I think AA does very well versus Doom, and Doom has just been all the rage because LFY and LGD have been picking them constantly.
Yeah. And I also want to ask about the big all-stars in terms of the most picked heroes. Right now, Puck, Bat Rider, Night Stalker, and Nyx Assassin have all been picked or banned in 80% of games. And so these tend to be the defining heroes in terms of that early stage. Also, we've been seeing a lot of Bat Rider, a lot of Sven. And I'm wondering if you can talk to me a little bit about Puck specifically. About what is it about Puck that is making Puck such an important pick, even early picks for a lot of these teams?
Puck was popularized a lot by EG. They picked it first, and then they often run it in the 3 or the 2 position. And what I think was most important about it is that they could sneak in a Drow 4th or 5th pick and just end the game really, really quickly in case teams weren't prepared for it.
They've also played, Crit has played it as a 5 as well.
Oh, really? The Puck
really?
Yeah. Because they'll first to it because they like it so much, and then it's like, oh, they pick a bunch of heroes that are good versus Puck.
He's been playing
Crit, you can play it now. Sumail's like, I don't want to play Puck this game.
I'm actually surprised that they put Bat on support, but it has been working a couple of games, right? But
it went disastrously in a few games too.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Bat first pick because like give it to your 5 position and he just what does he do? Now he's just like this hero that doesn't really have a place in the game.
It's also been interesting to see Sand King getting picked quite a lot, and of course he tends to be a very common safe pick. You've mentioned that he's got a stun, he has pretty good wave clear, he can participate well in team fights, but it was close to a 30% win rate over the first 3 days of group stages and has only just recently risen up close to 40%. And I'm wondering if you can talk to me a little bit about the Sand King man.
Well, I'm not a big fan of stat numbers just because maybe bad teams just pick Sand King, but a lot of these heroes that are really popular and getting a lot of play is because they have options. They're very safe first 2 picks, which means they're going to get picked in a lot of games, and you can slot them into support, offlane, like Shaker. We see him even in mid. Sand King, he fills less roles, and I think he's just a little underwhelming compared to other guys.
And of course, I want to get one more comment from you, Ake, because you see that countdown. There's 30 more seconds left until this first game pops in. What do you think is going to be the most important key to winning this match?
I think IG has to ban Wisp and Cuddle because GH is just a beast on those 2 heroes, and that actually opens up the draft a lot for Liquid because they probably know that they're going to ban these 2 heroes, and if they don't ban them, they're going to pick it. So.
Yeah, I mean, I especially know the Wisp ban against Team Liquid is something that has come up time and time again because of the skill of GH. And with just a few seconds left remaining, it is my absolute pleasure to let you know that Team Liquid versus IG is about to be underway. This is a match that I've been excited for since just seeing them slowly climb up in the group stages, imagining if they would wind up fighting together first round.
Team Liquid versus INVICTUS Gaming. Game 1.
And the draft will be beginning now. Of course, Kuroki, legendary. Q, legendary. Who has the edge? Merlini, who's going to have the edge in the draft?
I think Kuro has the edge in the draft because of GH's support pool and how they have to ban it out.
I think Kuro's got a better team around him. I think he's got better options. Makes drafting a little bit easier. Makes you look a little smarter than you actually are.
Yeah.
That being said, Kuroki's had some disappointing TIs in recent years, so who's to say?
I think this could be the year that he's actually gonna get his top placement. Maybe not win the whole event, but
it looks like it. And starting in the winner bracket's definitely a good place to begin.
It's a very good start for sure.
And they got to pick their opponents, and I think they, getting IG in the winner bracket to guarantee like a top 6 placement, right?
Team Liquid's turn to pick.
Teams? What about lower bracket?
What about them? Oh.
Radiant team's turn to pick.
Was it Infamous versus Empire?
Infamous is versus OG.
Pick Infamous or Empire if you were OG. I was just curious.
I think everybody kind of picked the right guy. Pick the right guy. We'll see. We'll see if there's upsets and we can do some cap.
10 seconds remaining.
Actually, here this gaming isn't banning INVICTUS gaming.
5 seconds remaining.
So maybe Liquid is just waiting with it, or they wanna waiting with it, or they wanna get something another hero first. Like they have been picking Colo first. They have been picking Colo before, but.
Yeah, Coddle left open. Coddle left
Radiant team's turn to pick.
Night Stalker in preparation, perhaps.
Dire team's turn to pick.
Yeah, maybe that's the idea. Yeah, I don't know.
Support various lanes. Is this just he's an all-around solid pick at this point?
I think it's a comfort pick for, I would say, Kuroki.
10 seconds remaining.
And it's a hero that's very neutral. It doesn't
5
tell
seconds
a lot.
remaining.
And with the first pick, they wanted to keep it open, which is why I would think they would go for it.
Kuroki is very, he's been playing.
I love the fact that we are seeing Broodmother banned 3rd from INVICTUS Gaming, just absolutely does not want to let Matumba Man have that option. Yeah. I'm also interested by this Monkey King ban from Team Liquid first as well, given that Monkey King has not really shown up too much.
That's the Baboka special. That's his hero. He invented that hero. He arguably put
Dire
a
team's
lower
turn to
bracket
ban.
with that hero.
Radiant team's turn to pick.
So at this point, how would you describe just the qualities of these teams in terms of first 2 picks?
Dire team's turn to pick.
TL.
Team Liquid, pretty solid starter. I'm a little bit surprised by the early Visage. I wouldn't have guessed that out of them. I thought with Wisp and I guess Caudle was still in the pool, but Night Stalker being there really deters that pick. I would think they would go for the Shadow Shaman, but really bad against Lycan throughout the game. So this, they're just adapting to what IG is doing.
5 seconds remaining.
I think they're making some good decisions so far.
Yeah, Batrider has been a super common pick.
Radiant team's turn to pick.
Often picked first or second. Oh, Bristleback. Interesting.
The thing that IG is doing here is that they're gonna have the wolves to scout people, and they have Bat to be able to catch them when they find them, and NS can also reduce the vision from the enemy team with his ultimate. So
10 seconds
they're gonna
remaining.
have a lot of vision advantage on IG.
Yeah, I mean, having
5
3
seconds
excellent
remaining.
vision heroes is going to help in terms of all sorts of positioning. The Bristleback pick is very interesting to me. I mean, just in terms of statistics, which again, I know we distrust PPD.
Don't you bring up stats around me.
Here it comes. Here's a stat. Lowest win rate of all heroes in 5K and up games.
Yeah, but how has Team Liquid been doing?
Team Liquid is not one of the lowest win teams at TI, Peter.
Ah, well, there we have it.
There you go.
Stats don't lie.
I think Bristleback is... Oh, sorry, you can go ahead.
Oh, I just think he's a great tool for Team Liquid to group up and really just kind of force objectives and not have to worry about the vision disadvantage that they're definitely going to be at.
IG won't really want to jump in and grab the Bristleback if the team is behind them. Then it's a very good
Yeah, they can send Bristle in, and they can kind of hide behind them and wait for IG to initiate, and then they can counter initiate. What I'm looking for from Team Liquid is how are they going to deal with this lasso? Arguably, every fight is going to begin with IG's Batrider blinking in and grabbing somebody. All the vision in the world to hopefully get a good selection. And
the problem here is that they also pick their 2 support heroes, so they can't really fill in an Oracle or Venge or any other hero that can stop
Visage could be core.
Visage could be core.
Against Batrider to try to X your heroes a very popular pick against Batrider to try to X your heroes back.
I don't know.
Dire
what other
team's
heroes
turn to
has GH
pick.
played? I don't know. What other heroes has GH played besides Wisp, Caudle, and Shaker played? Not sure. Sanking? Yeah, I don't know if I like any of these. Maybe
10 seconds remaining.
Research, though? Have you seen Matumaman play Visage?
I don't.
5 seconds
Yeah, I play the
remaining.
pubs a lot.
Yeah, I
So
would
I know.
imagine so. A lot of one positions came here ready to play Visage.
Because EG is the team that I've been seeing him, like picking him the most on one.
We got AA here. I actually really like it. They're lacking in control a bit, but whoever back grabs, they're arguably not going to save him anymore. Maybe does GH play Oracle?
Tusk.
I bet he plays Oracle.
Yes.
Oracle ultimate, nice ability to save whoever winds up being lassoed.
Not my favorite hero versus Lycan, but work.
So at this point, Invictus very much so is in need. Strong mid laner, unless they're going to do something unbelievably kooky with this lineup. AA mid.
Did they even have enough damage to kill the Brisket? He just built Hood.
Yeah, actually, what would you highlight as like the biggest weakness of each team that you're seeing with these given picks, Merlini?
Well, I don't think Team Liquid have any way to really stop them from initiating. There's like no way that Night Stalker, Lycan, and Bat aren't going to be able to get the... Like Tusk and Visage aren't very... Well, these heroes aren't very good at protecting their... Like you can stand in front, but you can't actually do...
And how would Team Liquid want to try to overcome that in their last 2 picks?
I think have a really strong team fight. Like, like get a pipe and...
Radiant teams
kind of
turn to
dare
ban.
them to go on you, where they might not have enough damage, and then you just get counter nation destroyed.
Now they actually have a way to stop the lasso if Weaver gets Aghs, but it's probably gonna be a position 1 Weaver, so Aghs is not the first item that he's gonna buy.
Yeah, I would guess the Visage is probably slotting in for GH.
10 seconds
support,
remaining.
And Weaver is a hero that naturally builds Lincoln. That's something that I really
5
like.
seconds
Bat Rider.
remaining.
Kind of shuts down and limits everything that he can do. Also, Weaver can pretty much solo in a 1v1 matchup versus Bat Rider in the early game because of allowing him to max movement speed. It's very easy to move all the sticky mana to spam.
That's actually a really great point. The fact that picking a hero that can easily buy a Lincoln.
Dire teams turn to ban.
To respond to the Bat Rider.
Yeah, ideally, against Bat Rider, you want all your cores to have access to that item or someone to save them and get lassoed.
They could still get Dro on Liquid, right? And put Weaver offlane and Bristle mid.
Dro? They could do Dro. People have kind of liked Lycan against Dro, but
10
everything
seconds
else
remaining.
is not great against Drow. And IG's, what they're really lacking is team
5
fight.
seconds remaining.
They could be really susceptible to down a lane, but they do have the last pick, which is a very powerful mid hero, I would guess, that they think can.
Yeah, I mean, there's already hints that Invictus Gaming is setting up for that, banning Ember Spirit, which is one of Miracle's strongest heroes, seeing him go 20-1 in game stages.
Dire teams turn to pick. Radiant teams
ban
turn
on
to pick.
Templar Assassin and the instant pick Invoker.
Okay.
For Miracle.
Okay.
A signature strong mid.
Not a. I don't know. I'm kind of liking where IG's at right now. They got Lycan. He can build a BKB. Night Stalker can silence up the Invoker. Invoker and Weaver will both probably have Lincoln Spheres by the end of the
10 seconds
to, like,
remaining.
help manage themselves against Bat Rider, but they really don't have a great counter for
5
lasso.
seconds
And you can
remaining.
use a Bristleback, he might be fine if you get lasso, but with the right amount of focus in AA there, they could put him down.
Alchemist.
And
Choose your
Alchemist.
Big bad Alchemist. That
What
is
an interesting pick.
a lot of damage. No team fight. I would really worry about Liquid grouping up and pushing down a lane.
Yeah.
So in terms of these lineups, what's going to be the path to winning for Invictus?
Liquid needs to group up and not worry about split push. Just push with your heroes down a lane together.
Well, I have great news, ladies and gentlemen. Game 1 is underway. It's done for us at the analyst desk. Let's head down to the casters for the action.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live here from the floor of Key Arena, getting ready for a matchup of 2 old Dota organizations. But Lumi, we've got some fresh faces. Liquid, they've delivered spectacular moments at the old Benaroya Hall. Of course, IG, is a former TI championship team. None of these players were there for that, but they have a legacy to uphold. Coming in, I think most viewed them as underdogs. Share that sentiment.
For IG, for sure. I think they're the team that they won DAC as a major tournament, and since then, they've been slumping. And I think PPD used the correct term when he said they squeaked into the winner bracket. They were just 1 win higher than VP. And honestly, they got chosen by the top seeded team who viewed us the underdog.
Yeah, there was that great reaction shot of No Tail, where they thought they would have a shot at tiebreakers. Didn't end up being the case, so of course, OG left the tough. And with that, the teams enter the battle. So I want to talk about this Avert Gotten hero. He was only picked 7 times in the group stage, and he actually had a pretty good win rate, 57%, but very small sample size, and certainly a hero that you're not going to pick early in a draft.
In terms of the playstyle, I think Alchemist provides a lot against Team Liquid. Team Liquid likes to group up and push as a lineup, and you throw down that acid spray, well, the push is going to get weakened. It's a lot easier to defend. And also, having an Alchemist on your team just gives them the impending clock. You know, if you don't beat me in 20-25 minutes, Alchemist will take over a game. And we'll see if IG will have that game plan working out for them. But as the panel pointed out, I think they were favoring IG Straff, and I think you and I also favor IG Straff.
I'm curious to see how the Alchemist fits into it exactly. Obviously, this hero is very annoying if he gets farmed. So what will the build be? Are we going to see that, you know, the traditional nowadays Radiance build? Do we see that old school super combat build? I think Sumail went for it one time on EG. You know, how do they look to play around this Alchemist? That really will be the big question that defines the overall way the teams match up.
Yeah. My initial guess is you go for the armlet, you go for the Radiance, and you just stack armor. Because look at the other side, you got the Exort Invoker that's going to be dishing out a ton of physical damage. You got the Visage Birds, you got the Weaver, you got Bristleback. All of this is physical damage, so it would not surprise me if you see Shiva's Guard and Assault Kyrios coming out here from Alchemist, or just from the entirety of EG.
Yeah, for me, looking at Team Liquid as we talk about the way they're going to match up, GH is probably the player that I have my eyes on most. He only played, I believe it was 6 heroes in the group stage, and the vast majority of them were either Earthshaker or IO. So the Keeper Light was usually banned. They didn't want to go for it this game. Oftentimes it's KuroKy who takes up the Visage, but of course his Tusk is fantastic. So GH, curious to see how he can contribute as a hero that we haven't seen much of him at this event.
Honestly, I don't think he will be able to contribute too much this game because he's played as a 5 in this game. Look at KuroKy, he's essentially roaming, playing as a 4. And as a result, Visage is also a hero that it takes a while to come online. You know, he needs that level 6 to be active over the map. So I think the superstar that the panel was looking for in the form of GH, I don't think he's going to show up, at least not for the first 10 minutes.
Maybe KuroKy gave him a few pointers. He makes his move on mid here, so we are going to see some early 2v2 action skirmish in the mid lane. Otherwise, looking at the overall drafts and strategies, as we have a bit of back and forth here, how do you feel the two teams match up? On the side of Liquid, you've got that Miracle Invoker, which single-handedly has won countless games that look almost unwinnable. Is that what Liquid is relying on this game? How does IG look to play against that, and what are the team's overall game plans moving forward?
Well, when Miracle goes off, it's generally because his team is setting him up for Sunstrike kills. What are the Sunstrike set up in this game? You got Ice Shards, you got Snowball, and perhaps the familiar stuns. None of these are super reliable, so I think Miracle just needs to outscale his opponent and land raw Sunstrikes, which can be extremely difficult against great players.
Early on, ECS, he is not having a great time now. Generally, Invoker grabs up a lot, right? As you get extra points in Exort, you get your levels, it gets a little bit easier to CS, but this Alchemist really taking it to him early. OP dominating this mid lane.
For sure, and his allies are doing an excellent job stacking the jungle, getting a couple of denies in here, which is critical against the Alchemist, but you're absolutely right. I think OP just handling to him.
They're hanging on every creep last hit right now. The bounty runes are going to spawn. We'll see that illusion picked up by Baboka. Of course, this isn't Monkey King, probably the hero that he made his, staked his name on, but I think with that hold, if they're going to make a move, a mind control, trying to force him off this bottom lane. Obviously, Bristleback was the beast of Dota for the last, 3-4 months, but do you feel like he's still the same hero he used to be? The team's gotten better figuring out if the nerfs finally caught up.
I think so, and also IG is very well equipped to deal with it. They have a little bit of minus armor in the form of Acid Spray. They got that Ice Blast. If you land it on the Bristleback, it does make him taking down much easier, because during a team fight, he generally has a ton of regen, and Ice Blast says no to all of that.
Early days here, but IG off to a good start. Get back in the game, and bottom lane, the action heating up. Mind control slowed down, not quite enough for the ulti. It's almost there. He sticks around, he's heating up. He wants the soul kill, but not gonna happen. Q scores a crucial first blood for IG. And that is the game of Bristleback, right? You have an IO there, you have a healer like a Dazzle, all of a sudden you probably get 2 kills instead of dying.
Now, I do want to mention, because this is somewhat of a kind of an unstandard build for Bristleback. Whenever Liquid plays Bristleback in the off lane, he loves to go solely into mech. Not often that you see mech being purchased on Bristleback, and the reason that Team Liquid likes to do this, they like to group up in 10-15 minutes and start pushing and applying pressure. But again, I think IG's lineup is well equipped to deal with that. They got the Acid Spray to slow down the push, and they got the Ice Blast. You know, if you want to buy that mech, sure, a single Ice Blast will ruin your team fight. So I'm looking for Mind Control to get that mech, and perhaps it won't be as effective as usual.
Yeah, of course, we have been keeping an eye on the stacks here, as there's quite a few heroes that can take advantage. The Alchemist, the Bristleback, the Batrider, lots of flash farmers in this game as Success continues to apply pressure top. Initially, Weaver, one of the stronger laners, to try and deal with the Batrider, and he's going to make his move. But Man going in deep for a potential solo kill. As the Storm takes him down, that minus armor is substantial. He's low, sticking up, but right into the clutches of GH. Liquid looking to strike back here. Sakuchi, and they will get the kill. A long committed chase does the trick, but at the same time, IG able to grab a kill of their own bottom. They take down Mind Control again, and one thing I wanted to mention, Luby, is it's not even nighttime yet, and IG are already winning the lanes. Now, ideally, is the time where Baboka could really shine.
You know, both carries getting a kill or helping the team to get a kill, but Burning didn't have to leave the lane, you know. Man chased like halfway across the map for that kill. Burning's like, yeah, I'm right back in the CS. So slight lead for me, for IG here as well. Again, I feel like I'm painting this story where IG is, you know, doing super well, and they are, but you gotta keep in mind they are coming here as the underdog. And this is really surprising to me that they're able to do this against one of the top teams at this TI.
Well, Miracle has caught up very nicely here. Now down only 6 CS. It's not the stomp that it was at the start of the lanes, and not really being pressured during this nighttime. Baboka, critical to see where he chooses to invest his time and resources, and it will be on bottom for now. Mind Control there to shard him in. Good trap, but fly away.
He is out.
Batman with the escape. Still though, Liquid not giving up kills. That is good news for them. Stark is gone. I guess for IG, Lumi, aside from this Night Stalker, anything else that you think is gonna... Oh, they're gonna find an opening here. Bottom lane, Curl getting picked off. In a bit too far, and does punish. With the Night Stalker, really the playmaker for now, right? Because you've got an outfit who needs to farm. The Batrider, who has gotten his levels okay top lane, but is not really farming a whole lot. So the Blink Dagger or the Drum, that initiation tool will be slow. Thus, they're super reliant on Baboka having this kind of start to be in the lead early.
Yeah, and I think they're okay with that. If you look at IG's lineup, to me, they look like Team TSA. Like, look at how much vision they have. They got the night vision, they got the Batrider vision, and of course, the Wolves will be coming out to just scout everywhere. To me, this is one team with like global satellites, night optics, and then Mind Control is playing blind on his bottom lane.
Baboka chewing through him. Those finds don't phase him. Cold Feet not going to set in. The Quills are stacking up, but the DD rune gets the job done as Baboka continues to rampage through Liquid. This goes back to that IO ban where the Bristle just looks like a completely different hero. GH is able to back him up. Something a Visage can really do. Not at this stage of the game, anyway.
A large part of Curl's ineffectiveness in this game is also due to the fact that there are a couple of heroes that could just get out of Ice Shards. We saw Night Stalker just flying over it. Guess what? Batrider can do exactly the same. So I feel like Curl is feeling a bit stranded at the moment. He wants to poke in these lanes, but it's just hard. I think the easiest lane for him to kill was OP's mid lane, Alchemist, but now that he's got level 7, as well as a Helm of Iron Will, I think that kill is also not going to be likely. What is this level 2 Curl Tusk going to contribute on the mid game? I'm not sure.
Yeah, historically when we've seen Curl on the top, finds those early kills, but watch out mid lane, Miracle, Baboka's got your number, trying to slow him down with the Cold Feet coming in, they'll TP in, but it's a measly Visage. What can we do here? GH down. Or sorry, Miracle down. GH trying to respond with Man joining the fray. Chases on with Sakuchi. But Baboka's away to safety. They force out multiple TPs and still easily gets away. And oh, by the way, top lane, XXS getting some free space now. It's level 6.
Beating on Dire's top tower.
Precious farm time wasted here for Team Liquid. Bad to worse.
Yeah. The Man forced TP mid to hopefully get a kill for the team. Unable to get it. Like you mentioned, XSS getting the freedom to catch up on the farm. I'm not gonna lie, LD. Oh, so we have a row in.
Big roll on the darts come through the Sunstrike. Will connect with the Cold Snap. Miracle.
Magic wand.
He turns around. All right. Just a quick 360. It will take him down in the end.
Good catch on the Ancient Apparition. Alchemist in the jungle, gives up the lane to the AA, and good critical pickoff to prevent that level 6. Meanwhile, simultaneously, we see Man chasing down. Liquid showing some sign of hope here.
And you notice when they made that move, right as it hits daytime, they're already ganking mid. They're looking to pressure the Weaver with the Weaver. So this is the time for Liquid to get aggressive. One thing I do want to point out, Lumi, they have not stacked really much at all for this Bristleback. No ancient stacks as of yet. So Mind Control off to a rough start, only 2k net worth, and won't have an easy comeback. He's going to need to skirmish more than just be able to freely farm stacks to get back in this game.
I think when you're losing this hard in the early game against an Alchemist, there is a danger point where you stack and Alchemist just waltz into your jungle.
Kuro just went for one, actually missed it. The Ancient Prowler Shaman not cooperating, so didn't quite aggro the creeps the first time. So they've been trying to stack, just not timing it right. But economy game suffering here for Liquid. Normally one of their strongest attributes as a team.
Well, yeah, I gotta get your opinion on this. On the bottom lane, we see Burning queuing up for the Necro 3. As the panel mentioned, one of the standard build is going for that Mask of Madness armlet build just to get in the physical right-click damage. How do you feel about them kind of adjusting from that and going for the more traditional Necro build?
They're so physical damage focused, right? You've got a Visage, they're likely building a Medallion, GH already has it in the quick fight, the Swarm, throw a Blightstone in there, the Invoker right-clicks and Goo. Like, you don't want to have minus armor, and you also don't really want to run into this team without a BKB. So I like the Necrobook pickup a lot. It allows him to keep his hero a bit safer. Burning. Still apply pressure as Liquid move in. Want to go on the bottom lane. Catching out the Ancient Apparition. One more attack scores the kill. Very successful daytime here for Liquid, and all the while, Miracle catch up in the mid lane, but this Alchemist is far ahead. 7k net worth. Halfway to the Relic is a success. Here's GH pursuit. Diving deep behind this top tower. There will be a rotation from Kuro, but in addition to that, the Big Bad Wolf coming in hot and heavy. You want to see it. Looking to bunch him up. Snowball keeps him alive. Miracle joins the fray. Burning can do not but watch, and now commits the familiar summon. Jukes away. So far, not too shabby for Liquid.
Uh-oh, this Wolf is somewhat confused. He's where'd I go? Just runs around the corner,
Dyer's
still maintaining that really high movement.
And they can pressure bottom because this lane can let the lane. Could even be a rotation. Still,
they're going to just get a tower here.
No level 6 with the Boca doesn't yet. With that, tier 1 down, first blood as far as the towers go is actually Liquid opening up the map. A team that sorely needs it, and still keeping this game pretty close.
A very strong recovery for Team Liquid, at least handling some of the other heroes. But I think the biggest hero that isn't really tracked up right now is the Alchemist. 108 CS. Oh, 11 minute rather. The birds. Save the birds. But this Alchemist, back to the main point is, once he gets Radiance, and he's just going to farm up the map, I don't think Team Liquid could keep up with OP.
They're not particularly good at killing illusions once they get farmed enough, right? They don't have a hex. I guess they have decent damage, but nobody on their team is particularly amazing with them. So those split pushing illusions.
Dyer's top tower is under attack.
Goes, they're okay there. Great.
Dyer's snow fortified their structures.
Farm and wax the BOTs, but not there yet. Look at Burning top lane.
On Dyer's top
tower. It's uncontested because Liquid are on the move. Trying to pressure IG in the jungle, but once it is nighttime to
Dyer's top tower has
easily dodge that gank. So IG will respond. They get this Liquid tier 1. They open up that jungle a little bit. Let's see what their next move is. Batrider Blink still about 500 gold short. Meanwhile, as you mentioned, Radiance coming soon. And with that, the Radiance and the Blink, there's going to be a big tower spike for IG.
Yep. Let's not forget that Q is about to hit level 6 as well, so it really combines nicely into your timing. You blink in, you lasso, you ice blast. Even the tankiest heroes such as Mind Control's Bristleback will just fall very, very quickly. Looks like he's working into a hood.
Well, they're aggressive, Lumi. They're already going to this tower. They're doing it at nighttime. They're doing it with a Bristle who's not particularly farmed and fun. But here come the familiars with Tumbaman getting onto Q. The Swarm not going to connect. Don't know if he actually needs it. Stun number 1. Stun number 2. If there were any questions about GH, getting answered now.
Dyer's structures are fortified.
Now well under siege, but Burning continuing to pressure at the tier 2 top. Kuro wants to make sure he can be getting trapped. Nice hop going back line too. For the flank, grabs up the middle and then tries to retreat. The shards are there, but not going to keep Burning away because he's running in. Bunches up the tusk. Smoke cone for dessert and bottom lane. XXS being pressured here. Batrider almost down. Miracle pumps the damage in. Scores the kill and the tower tonight. Top. Still Liquid losing more and more map control, but they are responding well with their kills.
They are, but I think the map control will be a big factor moving into this mid game. Again, Team Liquid is a lineup that lacks vision to begin with, as we do watch that Bat Rider kill open things up with a cold snap into a meteor. But back to the main point is that once Team Liquid, especially when they lose this mid tier 1 tower, they're going to be absolutely blind, especially during nighttime against IG.
And the analysts talked a decent amount about the vision game. I just want to emphasize that you have obviously Nightstalker Bat Rider already very strong, and then you have a Lycan with the Wolves. So combine that with HD Apparition, like there is absolutely no way Liquid should have the vision advantage unless they win multiple fights, get a gem. It's expensive. Invest that. And here comes the Blink Save. But he comes back with a vengeance on the mid lane, pushing mind control in, controlling him nicely. IG score the kill. And they transition for an objective. Lumi, they want to try straight to the pit. No hesitation from IG. The way Liquid can contest it. Do they have the firepower?
I mean, Matumbaman could port back to the tower, maybe throw in a swarm, they could maybe send some burst in, but IG just too quickly. They will take down the big rock man and claim the Asian.
Fighting into this is so hard, right? The Radiance is up at this is going to be absolutely huge against all this physical damage. So Liquid just don't want to risk it in the 4v5.
I do want to point out one tiny thing in the gank that we just saw. We saw the lasso coming out, and Bobuka has the silence on the Tusk. And the idea behind that is he wants to prevent the snowball save. So we're going to keep looking out for that in these upcoming team fights. The Nightstalker will try to shut down the Tusk, and then the Bat Rider will get to do his thing.
It really is the only reset that Liquid have, right?
Barring and it's a very unreliable one.
Yeah, barring a very farmed Invoker, but likely he's going to be the target for those lassos. You don't have Avenge, you don't have the GH. You know, Earthshaker or Io, both of which are fantastic defensively.
Dire's middle tower
in particular for interrupting that top lane. As the move happens in the top lane, they will deal with him, and he will be shut down again. That is death number 5 for the Bristleback. He is just not a factor this game.
It's always a bad sign for your team when you're dying to a Bat Rider who's not even ganking you with Flaming Lasso. That means you go back to the base, he gets mana, and you can smoke up and gank you again. I feel like IG is winning this game so hard that Team Liquid needs to do something amazing to make comeback.
They have good wards here. They might be able to set up something on Burning if he sticks around, but you can see the Wolves marching in, scouting out Liquid, and so all of a sudden it's IG who could potentially get the jump here. Lasso available, Success coming back and Burning, juking away to the north. Dodging the gank, and I mean, we've talked about the vision, we're going to continue to do so as GH gets stunned up here in the woods, but nice familiar micro. Gets him back safely from OP, who is appearing rather fearless with that Aegis picked up and the Radiance. These Wolves constantly following Liquid, he's using them to farm. It's purely about getting the jump. Trying to find pickoffs.
IG going for a smoke gank. They have the vision right on this ramp. They can go for the GH for the quick kill if they want. I think they're seeking for a bigger kill.
They see Miracle. This is the hero that needs to farm. He can't afford to die, but he's at the neutral. And down. No mercy from the Vigilante Bat. He'll take him down again.
And this Wood is just seeing so much. Curl now is detected. He's only level 5. His range drop is not going to save him as he's being burned up. Nice snowball here. Alchemist is going to stun himself for this because way too many heroes. Curl will also go down. 5k network lead here, 17 minutes in. And just for a second, take a look at that network bar on Alchemist. It is ginormous.
And IG making the right calls here. They get the kill and then they transition straight into a tier 1 tower. They want to further eviscerate Liquid's ability to get out on the map. So now only the tier 1 mid left standing as far as those outer structures go, and they get the jump here. You can see, like, when that happens, Liquid just, they don't really ever reply. They're constantly getting caught off guard, especially when it's nighttime. It will now be day. We'll maybe have a little breathing room, but I mean, Lumi, does Liquid have to change something? Can they afford to, like, give up these kills, just try to farm, turtle up for late game? Do they have to take some risks of their own? Is there an item they're waiting for? Like, what sort of adjustments do you want to see out of Liquid?
I think they just have to keep taking risks. They are so far behind, and they have a lineup that needs a ton of items to operate. You know, Miracle Invoker takes a while to get online. I think the adjustment is going for those Lincoln Spheres that the panel has mentioned. Miracle is going for it right now. Weaver, I think, needs to go for one as well. You just need to make sure that you're surviving against these Bat Rider lassos. Miracle, though, Sunstrike kill, I believe, in the base.
Yeah, almost killed one off Matumbaman solo and catches Baboka on the TP out. Sick play, and now looking for OP. He does have Aegis here. They'll have to kill him twice or get out, and they do. Kill him once. Look for more. Mind control joining the frame. Has to be careful. Look for the familiar stuff. Down with the edge is there. Connecting on two. Blast him back in with the play break. XX says, oh, he even finds Matumba. Ends the killing spree, but the combo comes through. Miracle roasting up the wolf and donning his hide. It's a prize. 3 do fall for Liquid, but they get the Aegis. They do manage to kill off the Lycan. Their Invoker alive, so again, not the greatest fights for Liquid, but definitely could be worse.
I think it looked pretty good for Team Liquid at the beginning, but as soon as they took down the Aegis, I think they just needed to get back. Even with the Invoker coming in, they ultimately don't have enough firepower to take down OP a second time. And speaking of OP, he is BOTs. He's working on the Manta style, and that split push that you keep referring to is coming, and it's coming very fast. What is the answer for the split push? I have no clue. I mean, Invoker could help with Forge Spirits. The Weaver could take down some of these illusions, but I think OP would just be absolutely everywhere.
What I love about this build in this particular game is that they can take advantage of those lanes being pushed in, right? They have a lot of heroes that scale well with farm. Heroes like Ancient Apparition, Night Stalker from the support role. Obviously the Lycan, the Bat Rider can certainly use the farm, and they have really good map control to follow up on towers falling, on waves being pushed in, and punish it with the vision game and with pickoff. So it's not just split push without the follow-up, it's split push with a purpose.
Yes. Currently.
Jump on the mid lane again, it's XXS, and he catches the save. Kuro, no escape, silent stun dealt with early, good familiar stuns by GH. Still, the chase is on. They follow this up with another tower. They look for more. Pounding G8 from the side. XXS blinks in. The swarm descends, and IG keep the ball rolling. Multiple kills at nighttime. More towers claimed. I want to point out that they managed to get a deep ward down. While that was all happening, are behind this tier 2 tower in the mid lane. So again, they're not just getting the kills, they're following it up with crucial objectives and setting up for the next fight.
Yep. All the meanwhile, their economy game is going strong. Bobuka is constantly providing vision. Speaking of which, Matumba Man thinks he's safe, thinks he's farming, and the gank is coming.
You wanted a Lincoln Sphere for him. The lasso is still cooling down, so they need to get up the silence or time lapse out, but it's on cooldown. Quick right back this with the silence coming through. The cold feet, ice blast. The bug is squashed. IG making it look easy versus Liquid.
Again, another gank without flaming lasso. As Team Liquid, what do you do against this? You can't farm. They have to take these risks. They have to get out there and farm because that's how their lineup operates. But right now, IG is just giving them absolutely no breathing room. One thing I do want to revisit is the question I brought up with the Necro books. As the game moves on, you can see that these Necro 3s are so effective. There are 2 Invis heroes on the side of Team Liquid, the Sakuchi from the Weaver, as well as the Ghostwalk from Invoker. And with the pop of the book, both those abilities are out of the window in terms of effectiveness. So really good choice here from Burning. I like the fact that he itemized back into a Vlad's, a very standard build, but again, the name of the game here for IG is about armor stacking. Make sure that you just don't give away any easy kill, and every piece of armor you stick on your heroes is going to make that happen.
OP with his 2 pairs of boots, shoving in this middle lane, looking for the tier 2, but here comes Liquid on the wraparound. Mind control, stacking up the quills. OP's the man in front. They want to find something a bit tastier on the backside, so they sneak around. They try to get the jump on IG, but that's damn hard when they can fly. The bat jukes away, and OP rushes in, straight onto the bristle, nails him with the ice blast, and to his cross, where he dies. Now looking on the other side of the fight for Miracle, they take him down too. IG completely overrunning Liquid, and now
this could be Rax right here.
Might even be
60
more.
seconds before Miracle comes back. What are they going to do against this?
They can go top Lumi. They can maybe get 2 without the Invoker. Can they cut the wave? Can they slow this down? Where are the answers for Liquid? Where is the Liquid from the group stage? IG are absolutely astounding in this game, number 1. Good stall, though, by GH with the familiar stuns, but they keep on smacking here. Melee racks, dropping, will go down. Familiars being farmed up, still no Invoker. 1v5 seconds without Miracle. But IG, content with their 1-lane advantage, won't push it further. They back away. They know the next Roche could be up now, and if not now, very soon. So they're going to wait for that next stages.
Matumba Man trying his best to get the creep wave pushed out on the top, but quickly answered back as the Alchemist ports back. LD, it might be too soon to talk about Game 2, because Team Liquid do have a chance to hold for a late game comeback if IG starts to make a mistake, but let's assume that IG does take this game. Is there anything from the draft that you might want Kuro to change? Because I do feel like Kuro got somewhat out-drafted here.
I liked the bans from IG in Phase 2. There was a game that Liquid played against EG where they went for like mega push. I think they had like a Visage, Broodmother mid, 5th pick, which caught their opponents a bit off guard. I want to say there was like a Lycan or a Lone Druid in that game as well. So I think IG definitely watched that replay. You saw their second stage bans were very targeted, but hold that thought, because IG, they know this game isn't over yet. They want to secure the victory. The snowball, good. Retaliation from Kuro, but now he's being controlled by the Night Stalker. Provoca's in through the rear of the Ice Blast. Another connection with the Flame Break. That teamwork making the dream work for IG.
Okay.
They will shatter 2, and now again continuing pursuit. Liquid will keep the Invoker alive, and Matumba Man hanging on by a thread, but the chase is on. If they can keep the vision, Matumba's in trouble.
They can.
No time lapse. Lock him down and finish him off. IG putting a bow on it here, and now Shrines on the menu.
Roshan is back in about 5 seconds or so, so IG could just move in, check it with the Wolf, and take it after that as well.
So yeah, I mean, if it goes to that game 2, I would like to see GH on something where he can have his impact. You know, a playmaker, maybe he takes on the Tusk. Obviously, Kuro is a fantastic Tusk, and ever since the departure of Jerax, he's really stepped up. But
yeah, I mean, you were asking about GH this game, and I said, you know, I don't think he's going to show up because of the lineup and how it is. We're going to watch this team fight one more time. At the beginning of the fight, it's looking pretty good for Team Liquid, especially with Bat Rider wasting the lasso on Miracle's Lincoln Sphere. But as the fight dragged on, they just figured out, we can't kill this Alchemist. Alchemist is chasing us down with these Necrobooks. Once again, IG just flexing their muscle.
I will say, never sleep on a Miracle Invoker, but that said, this ward, Lumi, this ward is going to make life very difficult for Liquid. IG in perfect formation here to anticipate this Liquid expedition. Kuro leads it boldly forward, and the smoke is revealed by the least gankable hero on the team. They're going to try anyway. OP does get locked down by the shards. He actually gets pushed away from his team about as good as it gets, but they can't focus him down. He just waltzes away. All the while, the rest of IG weren't really doing anything, but now they make their move. Lasso, Ice Blast, connecting on 2, and in a song of ice and fire, Liquid are overrun. Kuro gets brought down. 3 hit the deck. Now back for mind control, turning him into Chop Suey. They will kill him off. Chat wheel being spammed, and now Roche is next. IG putting on a clinic here to open up this TI.
Good thing about this draft for Team Liquid, it's not their group stage draft. Group stage draft, they always have some mega push. Yeah, sure, you got Visage, you got that Invoker, but I don't think it's enough push, at least not the same standard as Team Liquid showed.
It's a slower push.
Slower push.
It's a push that takes a lot of time and time to come online, and IG have not given them that time.
Second thing about this draft, 2 games that Team Liquid lost out of the 3 games that they lost in group stage was to a Bat Rider. I think looking into the Game 2 draft, I think you might want to take out the Bat Rider, especially against one of the best Bat Rider players in China. XSS has been absolutely spectacular in the hero.
Or have a counter. You know, they picked both of their supports up in the draft, and I think IG did recognize that. They didn't expect that mid to core Visage and sometimes no-tail runs, and as a result, they've been able to punish with the bat pick. So IG move in, looking for the flank is Matumba Man, but already the base is in shambles, 2 lanes down.
You really don't want to lose.
From bad to worse for Liquid. IG gonna retreat now. They've been systematic thus far. Still have some time here with their Aegis, their cheese. Any reason not to just walk down bottom lane and go for the Megas?
Maybe wait for natural nighttime, just make sure that you have a very, very long team fight. The one thing that we haven't really mentioned, I'll hold that thought here as Q. We'll go down, but we'll do some damage to Matumba before he dies.
Not worth it if he gets caught out.
No Lincoln Sphere.
Just no time lapse. He already used it to try and get out of there safely. And IG pursue him. They see him Sakuchiing through the wave. They expect him in the trees. It looks like he's juked it. He will TP out. So a little space created, but they're going to need a lot more of that. IG still hunting for him. Now maybe just going to back away and wait for all 5. Wait for that Ice Blast, and like you said, wait for that natural nighttime. Coming soon.
Also, OP is very close to finishing a Shiva's guard, so having that extra bit of armor allows him to tank in the front. Although it doesn't feel like he even needs it. He's been pretty much immortal throughout this whole game.
Liquid hanging on by a hope, probably a prayer as well at this point. They do have the gem and deal with IG, but now the issue is going to be, like, you might even see them coming. Doesn't matter. They're getting to that level of farm on IG where they don't have to catch you off guard. They don't have to necessarily have the vision advantage. So this gem will help, but will it be enough? And now there's a BKB. BKB lasso, your only counter initiation is what? A snowball save? That's basically it.
Yeah, it's the same thing. You know, you pray on the Lincoln Sphere, you pray that the snowball gets there. The BKB just makes the life a little bit easier for XSS, but the overall game plan hasn't changed for either team.
IG just gonna start battering down this bottom lane, it appears, as they congregate. Burning looking to join the squad. Assault Cuirass completed for him. He has been the siege engine to back up the Alchemist as the frontline tank. Now the Sheep is coming out and gets aggressive. Charging in, lobbing into stun, going for GH. Even through the pipe, the damage is substantial. They try to slay the beast, but the Alchemist shrugs it off, forcing Liquid on their heels, chewing through the Bristles HP. I'm the real tank now, says OP. This is not your Bristleback of 3 to 6 months ago. GH now taking the stun again and Bernie racing onto him. They turn back for mind control. Miracle sounds the retreat with the deafening blast, but Kuro is caught in the crossfire. A second hero down, the support duo of Liquid that has been so instrumental in their run to first place in the groups has been very quiet in this game. 1, 2, and 13 combined.
The true support player to me was, they had no role in the early game. They had no good lanes to gank. They weren't able to win their own individual lanes when they weren't ganking. They weren't stacking like you were mentioning. I just felt the effectiveness wasn't there, and Boboka spamming them Giles as IG about to take mega creeps.
But Boca showing that he is not just a Monkey King player. 4-2 and 15. He might overextend here, but it's okay for IG. They've already gotten the megas. We have seen some mega creep comebacks, but down 30k gold. You'll probably need 4 or 5 fights to turn it, and Liquid do lose one. They'll sound the GG. IG dominant to open up TI. What more is there to say? There were a lot of question marks around this.
One look into your eyes and I'm floating far away. I've never been here before. I don't know the score, but I never wanted you more than I
all the way from the early.
I think they might have had the idea to last pick the Alchemist. That's like a hero that we haven't seen too much, where a lot of teams have been able to games.
I was actually afraid that it was going to be a bit too greedy, but I mean
Liquid had I really think Liquid's draft really fell flat. They picked like 4 pretty much just like all damage heroes between Invoker, Bristleback, Visage, and Weaver. No control at all, and then Tusk was their 5th hero. Like, he offers some control, but pretty limited. And IG just got to do whatever they wanted the entire game.
Yeah. And I think the real question is, can Liquid establish a draft that will give them the appropriate answer to what IG is bringing to the table? Because as we've heard before, a lot of the Chinese teams are remarkable at playing well as a unit. And so the entire draft has to be key for Team Liquid. Now, before we go into Game 2, we have a very special, clever individual to introduce to talk a little bit about the newcomer stream. It is your favorite weatherman, Purge. What's going on, Kevin?
Hey, man. How you doing?
I'm a TI. Are you kidding me? I'm amazing. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. TI is great every year. Happy to be here. And there's a lot of good stuff that you guys can tune into. There's the newcomer stream that's going on right now. So if you guys are new to Dota, or if you're an experienced player and you're watching with somebody else, you can tune into twitch.tv /Dota2TI_newcomer. And you can watch the same main feed with your favorite Crystal Maiden cosplayers, Day 9 hosts, and all of that other good stuff with some helpful pop-ups, things like this. Tell you a little bit of info about what kinds of heroes are being played, what their skills do, and things like that. So same good experience and a little bit more info for you. And that's all. It's pretty good.
I mean, I gotta say, it is super cool, the fact that the stream literally is the exact same experience that you would get at the TI main stream. Same commentary, same camera angles, same everything. And you know, I'm curious, again, what do you think is perhaps some key bit of information that all new players should know if they're tuning in for the first time ever?
That's tough.
TI is the greatest event ever.
There it is. There you have it.
This is a great event, and I think that everybody who wants to check it out deserves to have that full experience. And putting the newbie stream and the main stream together into this like combination, I think it's really great because everybody gets to see the main show and feel like they're a part of this awesome event, but then also learn a little bit about Dota so they can understand what they're watching.
Yeah, and personally, I'm super honored to be here. This is my first event working at Dota 2. And a lot of you know that I just started last year. You know, I kind of got things started off just trying to play because I thought TI was cool. And thanks to the help of Coach Purge, I've now become someone who is a little bit above mediocre. And I really just want to say it's been such... What is happening, Pyrian Flax?
With me.
I think we're supposed to cut.
Well, look who it is. If it isn't Day 9, huh?
Hey, Sir Action Slacks. Hello, I'm gonna...
Then your research, I see. Good to hear.
That's right, I know your name.
You think you can just waltz into this community without a little bit of an interview, huh? An interrogation, if you will? Yours, huh?
Wow, damn. Holy shit. Wow. We lead with that?
No. All right. Maybe we got off on the wrong foot. Here, have a snack. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Dota players don't feed, Sean. All right. Question number 1.
Yes.
What happened to the other day, 1 through 8? Where are days 1 through 8, Sean? Sean, you ever been Shiva ravaged?
Maybe, but I wasn't aware.
Nobody has! Don't look at him, you look at me, okay? That guy knows more about you than anybody else in this room. Ain't that right? Oh! What do we have here, huh? Real clean behavior score you got here, buddy.
That's right.
That's right, real positive stuff. You ever been a low priority, huh? Never? No. A real clean slate, huh? Care to, explain this? That don't look like no radiant or dire symbol to me. What's this? What's on your shirt right now, Sean?
This is Demir in Magic the Gathering. It's blue-black.
It's a what? It's a what?
It's Magic the Gathering.
Dota players don't know any games except for Dota, Sean. Next question. Okay. Whoa, this is interesting here. Recognize this? Yeah, look at that. That's your Dota profile. Seeing not a lot of versatility
if
there.
versatility's ever up here,
Yeah.
it's not mine. It's not mine. I can confirm that this is mine.
Why don't you name 5 heroes you can use in a no-leg strat?
A no-leg strat? But most of the heroes have legs. No.
5 that don't?
Name 5 heroes with no legs.
I'm not gonna tell you how to answer the question, Sean.
Well, I believe that Slardar doesn't have legs. That his long, dangly tentacle body doesn't count as a leg.
More?
Possibly Venomancer also
That's
kind of
2.
has the same tentacly thing going on. There's a skin where Zeus is on a cloud and does not need his legs. He is simply guided through the air. Yeah, let him in.
All right. Welcome to Dota, buddy. You're gonna do great.
Oh! It is an honor to be here, and of course the most important thing to note is during all of that, Slack's facial muscles were fighting the entire time. He was giggling and smirking and trying to be serious, and it was great. And thanks to Pyrian Flax for coming over and bagging my head in the most staged abduction ever.
High production value here.
Yeah, guys. What did you think of me?
What was the intro part that got cut off?
I don't even know.
I know.
I heard it was just a little too inappropriate for the children at home. Slacks comes in a little hard. He needs to tone it down every once in a while.
That's true. Actually, one part that was cut is a Hotbid. Many of you may know him as brilliant videos from Beyond the Summit. Videos from Beyond the Summit was underneath the table, and at one point he tried to grab my legs to surprise me. But he couldn't fit his hands. But he couldn't fit around my giant calves. They just kept slipping off like he was a buttered lobster, man. Just tick the man. Just tick.
Buttered lobster.
Yeah,
buttered
that's
lobster.
right. Yeah. Hotbid, that's who you are. That's right. Hotbid, that's who you are now to me. Yeah, so.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so sounds like the teams are in their pods. We're going to be getting ready for the second graph. So let's sharply transition from Lobster into talking about Team Liquid versus Invictus Gaming. Now, Team Liquid, we've talked about before that often they'll build their drafts around a player like Miracle or occasionally swap Miracle in Matumba Man's position. Is that what they need to do here, Aka? Is that they need to have an even more focused lineup around their mid player? Or is it they need more versatility, they need to spread responsibility?
I don't really think they need to focus more on him. He got his Invoker pick. That is a hero that he really likes to play, and he's super good on it as well. I think they just need to make sure that they won't end up with the same draft against the draft that IG had again.
That'd be a great strat, I agree. Don't do the same drafts, guys.
Yeah.
That'd be very, very bad.
It didn't succeed, and it didn't look like it would succeed at a second attempt. I mean, Merlina, are there specific picks that you would be expecting Team Liquid to go for to center around here?
I think different heroes on GH. We talked about him a lot before the draft. They banned out 2 of his heroes, and they gave him a Visage, which he didn't really do anything with.
He usually makes a lot of space for the team, but Visage is not the hero you make space with early on.
I mean, we talked a little bit about Bristleback. Do you think that Bristleback was perhaps the big issue in the game, that he wasn't able to get the appropriate amount of farm in order to be that front line for the team?
I don't know. I think that last pick Invoker was not what they needed at all. I think they really needed some control, you know, whether it be like a Puck or maybe you put Bristleback or Weaver mid and pick some other offlaner like Axe or something else. Like, they needed some control, and they just had none on their lineup.
It's just a big problem when Alchemist has like these items early on and the other heroes are farmed as well. Then it's very hard to get back for the other team, and we could just see it that the game ended at like 24 something.
Yep.
So, you know, it was funny for us because, you know, we get off, we take our headsets off, we head to the room, and then we immediately had to get back out and put everything back on again because IG was doing such a one-sided performance. And I'm curious if both of you also think that Invoker was probably the concerning pick in the draft.
I think it was the last pick, but I think a hero that we haven't really talked about was Night Stalker. Night Stalker's, I think, first.
So good.
He's the highest banned hero, and it's very difficult when we're spectating. You see all the vision, but if you could see from Team Liquid's perspective, it's terrifying playing against that hero.
Yeah, and I mean, he has such strong level 1 abilities. The fact that his slow is 50% just right out the gate just makes him very intimidating at those low levels as well. And having no vision, I feel like the better you get at Dota, the more you want vision. The more that vision is like the most important thing.
Information is what you're always looking for in Dota.
Right.
You communicate with your teammates, hey, what's going on with you? So that way you can, you know what you should be doing next.
Communication in pub matches.
Communication is everything.
Ping, 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 ping. Nightmare guy, ping, 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 ping.
But Boca just uses the chat wheel. It works.
Too easy. Yeah, you know, I love that you stress the word information, because something that is really common, low-level matches is a player makes a mistake, but there's really no one there to punish it. There's no instant reaction time on those 1-second timing windows, but it seems like every single time you watch that Night Stalker Batrider AA combo, they immediately punished anyone who's even slightly out of position.
They're just like very fast to punish things, as you said, and you can also see that they see like straight away when they can't kill someone, and they like back off. So it's not like they're like chasing someone for too long.
Yeah, they would just back off, and Batrider would firefly around and eventually just snag somebody, and then like, hey, AA, follow up on this Batrider lasso.
Every time.
4v5 fight.
Well, the game 2 is about to begin between Team Liquid and IG. The winner will advance to the semifinals, and the losers will drop to lower.
Team Liquid versus INVICTUS Gaming. Game 2.
KuroKy once again, his team centered around him.
GH still has a smile after that game. It was just day one. Game one.
That is important. You know, it cannot be understated, the crippling pressure of being a game away from elimination. And this is not that match. These two players are in the winners semis. The winner will advance to the winners finals.
Top 6 guaranteed if you win.
And one thing that's so fantastic then is that, yeah, you lost that game, but you got a cushion, right? At the very least, if you lose, you don't even have to play today. You have a full day to recuperate.
Unlike tomorrow, or unlike later today, where if you lose that first game, you're done.
That's it.
It's over.
I think like these teams have been on so many events that they don't really get, let this get to them, that they get like pressured after just only this game. They know that it's a long event, and as you said, they can go to the lower bracket as well and have a good run from it.
That's really impressive to me. I would have assumed that a lot of people get, stage fright, especially given that Key Arena has that, circular crowd, and you can feel them in the booth when they're cheering.
I think maybe new teams has it, but at least in the beginning of the tournament, you're very calm.
Most Dota players are pretty chill.
Yeah.
In my experiences, everybody really just kind of, it takes a second. I think when you sit down at TI for the first time, and the crowd's super loud, and you hear them announce your name and your team, you get some.
That can affect you.
Yeah, you get a little anxiety going on, but once you get into the game and start playing, it's pretty easy at that point.
Now, right away, this is an interesting set of picks out of INVICTUS Gaming. I mean, typically, especially if you were looking at times of past, there would be a long wait to pick mids and carries. I mean, here we have Lycan and Alchemist as the first 2 picks. You think this is INVICTUS saying that they have a particular strength here? Because now they have the vulnerability of just being counterpicked by Team Liquid.
Well, they're forcing Liquid's hand. They have a game cushion here to lose. They say, hey, you did an awful job dealing with Alchemist last game.
Turn to ban.
Maybe you can do a little bit better this time.
Usually he's not that good to pick in the first 2. Like most teams don't, because then it gives him the opponents actually 3 picks to counter the hero. But Liquid actually picks the Coddle this time, which is a comfort pick for
Team ban.
and the Bristleback as well, which is a very good partner with the Coddle. So.
And I want to touch a little bit on the idea of counterpicking Alchemist. What are the types of techniques that you would be looking to use to destroy an Alchemist farming?
You want to pressure him early on. You really don't want to let him jungle or get a good
10 seconds remaining.
Lane mid as well. And all of that happened the last game, so I really think
5 seconds remaining.
It's going to look out for that.
There's 2 hero-specific counters. I think Ursa one-on-one versus Alchemist is just terrifying for Alchemist. And then AA, I also think is really good at shutting him down. You have to reconsider building the armlet, and you're extremely easy to kill.
What do you like about Ursa versus him?
Just the lane match.
Dire team ban.
Can't come up to creeps at all.
So you just lane Ursa mid against Alchemist, and Alchemist would have a slow start?
Yes. I've also seen Meepo occasionally, but I don't think Liquid are Meepo players.
No. Yeah, and I think that it was really
Radiant
just
team's
amazing
turn
to see
to
how
pick.
INVICTUS Gaming was pushing so hard, largely in part thanks to the
Dire
Lycan.
team's turn to pick.
But Alchemist was always so far away from where any of the other players were on the map. I mean, it was just clean farming from him start to finish. And the Nyx ban.
Timbersaw is one of those mid heroes that does pretty well against him as well. Oh, they actually did go for AA. I thought maybe they wouldn't go for AA.
10 seconds
Since
remaining.
they already had Coddle. It's kind of a weird support duo.
Yeah. It's so good versus Elk, though.
5 seconds
Yeah, but
remaining.
It's pretty far from what we've seen throughout the rest of the tournament. There's also a Bristleback, so I'm kind of wondering what these next two heroes are going to be. Are they going to have a little bit more catch? You know, once again, we have a Team Liquid lineup with no disables.
They might just get like Sven or something with the AA on the safe lane to make sure that
Sven.
the cold feet
wars
off. But
I like that. Sven Coddle AA. It's a solid tri lane. And Sven destroys
and also
Lycan.
that they can put Bristol and Coddle off lane and AA plus Sven safe lane.
So would that be a Miracle Sven, you think?
It could be.
He's been kind of playing like the one.
Yeah, for sure.
So we've been talking a little bit about Team Liquid's lineup. What are the huge pieces that are currently missing from IG?
Oh, so IG, team fight, I guess. and
Obviously,
Alchemist
generally speaking, supports.
Flexibility.
Yeah.
I think when you pick Alchemist, he's so rarely put in that support position anymore that you're kind of pigeonholed into protecting him, getting the Radiance online. I don't really think they can like veer too much from their draft.
That's a great point. I mean, we've been seeing teams do things where they'll pick an Earthshaker early, and it's unclear, is this going mid? Is this going to be roaming? Is which going to be
Radiant
traditional
team's turn to
off lane?
pick.
But here the Alchemist kind of puts the hand face up. I mean, is there any other way to play him other than just hard farming?
Not that we've seen recently.
You could do something crazy and irresponsible and make him play support. But I'm sure Baboka would be up to the task.
I would love to see that.
Ooh, Ricky. Okay.
Baboka Ricky.
I was thinking about
10
Chantress
seconds
for IG. How do
remaining.
you feel about that, okay?
It would be super good. They
Yeah.
have
5
Keeper of the
seconds
Light
remaining.
and AA, which is like two of the worst heroes against Ench. So
Yeah, you have a lot of experience with that hero. I kind of identified that trend last year at TI6.
Oh,
when
really?
I started playing. Well, I started playing Ench and Chen a little bit because I saw, I think it was Navi who was doing really well right before
They were,
TI.
yeah.
And they were crushing it with art style playing Chen and Ench. And it's because these two supports have no way to deal with the creep that Ench or Chen brings to the lane.
that's a like really trigger
Dire
point
team's
when
turn
you
to
want to
pick.
pick Ench. When you
Exactly. Ench can go to any lane at this point with a creep, and Liquid can't really do anything about it except get out of his way.
Yeah.
So that's a free lane one for IG if they decided to go that route.
They did get the Riki though, which is I guess
There it is.
Baboka's hero who's gonna play the Ench otherwise, I guess.
10 seconds remaining.
Q? I
Did
mean,
it
Ench,
play? Yeah, I
Ench
guess.
could be a 5.
Yeah,
It's
true.
going to win you a lane. You know, it's
5
similar
seconds
to like Lich,
remaining.
which is not banned or picked.
It's just that you end up with both Riki and Ench, which maybe isn't the best support combo because both of them really want to roam, so you don't really have a lane support.
Maybe Lich. I feel like maybe Lich would be nice for the Lycan. Give him some ice armor in the early game to help deal with the Bristleback quills, and also make his lane a little bit easier, because I imagine he's going to be pretty pressured with Bristleback and Coddle in his face in the early game.
It's very good against both Bristol and Ursa.
Radiant
especially
team's
since
turn to
they're
ban.
physical damage, so the Lich Summon is going to be very good against them.
So I feel like Alchemist is still going to be a large centerpiece for Invictus, and obviously you've mentioned that Ursa can wreck Alchemist early in lane. Do you think this will sort of pigeonhole Ricky or Lich?
We're killing it, man. Look at us go. This is game 2.
Do you think that like Ricky and Lich
10
will
seconds
almost
remaining.
be a little forced to address the Ursa Alchemist problem, or do you think that this is exactly
5
what
seconds
Invictus
remaining.
wants? They're happy to dedicate a hero in order to help the Alchemist Ursa matchup.
That's what Lich does.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lich is definitely going to have to help out the Alchemist mid.
They're very happy with that as well. I mean, when you pick Alc first too, you know that the like other heroes like really needs to fit well with him because he's, as you said, the center of the draft.
I'm a bit worried about the Lycan and the Alc. I think they're both going to have a hard time in lane, and maybe Ricky and Lich can help them, but I don't know how much help Ricky's going to be versus any of these heroes. Maybe
Just
Ricky...
support-wise, Ricky is good against Keeper of the Light and AA. They don't really want to fight Ricky as well, but I think they're going to stay close to their cores, so Ricky won't really find them in the jungle.
So we've talked a little bit about some of these specific lane matchups.
Dire
and
team's
concerns.
turn to
What about
ban.
just big game-wide strategy? Again, Invictus is going to be very centered around, during this game, giving Alchemist the chance to get as much farm as he can before engaging in massive team fights and pushing down. How would you evaluate the existing, just broad team goals of Team Liquid?
I'm not sure where Team Liquid's going, to be honest.
10 seconds
I
remaining.
pressure them at least. They want to have the like Bristleback in front with Coddle and pressure
5
towers,
seconds
Orion
remaining.
and Ursa as well. Maybe getting a early blink dagger to make sure that they can kill Alc.
I mean, do you think it's safe to say that perhaps this is a lot focused about specific early hero matchups and trying to
Dire
gain an
team's
edge there
turn to
from
pick.
the
I think
late
that
game?
what they want to do is get Bristle really nice and fat, take down all the T1s, do Roach with Ursa, and then just have Bristleback sit in the front and have these two, Lycan and the Alchemist, just very, very poor, and then they won't have enough damage. Their lineup on Invictus Gaming side cannot do any damage. Like, especially if they last pick a Sven, God forbid, anyone with Warcry.
10 seconds remaining.
I'm worried that Liquid's going to be split push this game by
5 seconds remaining. Radiant team's turn to pick.
Ricky, and keep working and finding out where hopefully Liquid's initiator is. These heroes really need somebody to lock somebody down in order for them to connect on their damage.
Sand King, again, we're seeing some hints of similar wishes to have good pickoffs, and actually, I mean, Sand King seems to fill a lot of nice gaps. Again, the super reliable stun for Sand King.
5 seconds remaining.
Nice, gives them a bit more team fight. Hopefully Ricky will be able to find his targets for him so he can connect with his stun.
It's also quite okay against Ursa on the lane if he actually can get some levels, but probably Ursa's going to have A with him.
Yeah, Sand King probably not the best laner in this game. I think that's going to be the biggest struggle for IG, but Lich should hopefully help at least one of the lanes, perhaps two.
So I feel like the big story for IG is that they obviously primarily want Alchemist to get lots of farm this game, and secondarily want to make sure that Lycan doesn't get dumpstered in his early game laning. So it's really going to be a lot about how these supports get allocated in order to protect those two big goals in the early game. For Team Liquid, their last picks coming in now. Monkey King.
Miracle Monkey King, man. There it is.
Armor is king.
Okay, all right. I have no idea what Team Liquid's primary path to victory is. Okay, you have any thoughts?
Well, they're gonna pressure the lanes. They're gonna go Roche with Ursa, and they're gonna just hope that they can find the Alchemist and kill him. But it's gonna be hard since they have Ricky and Lycan to scout. So
it's almost as though their primary goal is just to not let IG achieve theirs. Well, I'm very excited to see if Team Liquid can pull it together in this game. They lost game 1 in a convincing fashion, and IG is looking amazing. Let's throw it to the casters for game 2.
Lumi, if there's any team that should know what a Monkey King can offer and how to deal with him, you'd think it would be IG with Baboka. And I have to say, while sadly we won't be seeing QO on the main stage here, he did perhaps leave a legacy with his mid Monkey King, which we got to cast in the group stage.
Yeah, the mid Monkey King, or Monkey King in general as a core, has been talked a lot, you know, behind the scenes, backstage, rumors, and
whispering.
Yeah, it's here to show up. As we get into the game, I'll talk about how it matches up against Alchemist, and I'll tell you, it's a pretty good matchup for the Monkey King.
Yeah, get excited, guys. We've got a mid Monkey King and none other than Miracle's Hands, Liquid, on the ropes. Now, they could have taken 2 games to avoid getting dropped early to the lower bracket.
If there's one team that could do it, though. #1 team in the group stage.
Yeah, absolutely.
In the tougher group, some would say.
Now, that said, you know, Liquid, they do have one big notch in their belt coming into this TI. That is, of course, their epicenter victory. But overall, you look at the last year, they have struggled to close out tournaments. Obviously, Starlyte, which was lacking some of the big names, they also did well at. But historically, this team is always in the running and a tough takedown, but rarely do they make it all the way.
They were always #2, second place in some of the recent majors. I mean, even if you go back all the way, talk about history, Kuro, second place at TI, you know, like just going way, way back. So I feel like Team Liquid has put in time. They really just want to come in with a big win.
And on the other side, you know, you've got Burning. I don't know that there's a player who's been at the top level longer than this guy.
Destined to win a TI.
So many legends, like you look at like Fear, for example, finally stepped back from being a player this year. There's few players that have played as long as Burning, and fewer still who have not won a TI out of that list.
You know, I like how we talk about these big names, but some of these players that hasn't been to TI, this is their first TI. GH, a superstar for Team Liquid. And of course,
30 seconds to battle.
The group playmakers of IG. Think about OP, XSS, as well as Boboka. This is their first TI as well.
And arguably, they are the most important players
most reliant on their team. Players, yeah. Both teams rely on these players so much. So it just shows you that experience is one thing, making these deep tournament runs, but all of these new organization and teams need new blood to make things still functional.
So many storylines at play here as we get ready. The teams entering the lanes, and the battle about to begin. Liquid. I think the good news is for Liquid, they do have a GH comfort pick to receive Baboka early, trying to get that rune steal, but instead Liquid, they're in grab. Advantage at the top lane, allowing Mind Control to get aggressive on Burning, but the early boots are certainly helping limit the damage. Still creeps already, hitting the tower, getting that early attrition in. So IG, as you mentioned, it's really all invested in the Sand King here. He has to have a good start. He has to get a fast blink or at least some items that allow him to rotate, and he needs to go and salvage the other lanes. Because as the lanes stand right now, OP actually doing all right in the farm department, but always there's a threat that he just goes down and gives up kills to this Ursa, especially if Kuroki is in the neighborhood.
And the big difference between this game and the last game is that I don't think IG is going to be able to give as many stacks to the Alchemist. Ricky is just not a good stacking hero because he just goes in Fizz and the creeps lose his vision and then the creeps just go back. And then Lich, he's going to be sitting in the lane pretty much 100% of the time, so he's also not going to be off the jungle too much to stack. So.
I really want to focus on this. Like, what Boca, I was going to ask, what can he do? And he gets a haster and he gets a courier kill. Oh, man, this guy. So many plays at DAC to win what was basically, I think most would agree, like the third major of the year, just in terms of the stiff competition at that event and how grueling of a format it was. But yeah, what can he do? Like, aside from that courier snipe, Bristleback is not an easy gank early. Obviously, the Ursa mid is not going to be a possible kill without a 3, maybe 4 hero gank. So is the Riki just purely here for the vision? Is there anything else that you could expect Baboka to get accomplished?
I think on paper, during the draft, you look at these heroes like the Ancient Apparition, Keeper of Light, as we have a Burrow Strike happening on the bottom side. Miracle takes a couple of nukes here, and they might be able to right-click him down. XSS, though, will get iced up. One more right-click here from Q. They will get the kill. They're going to get more. Baboka, you asked what he's going to do? He's going to give you the second kill of the game for IG. They have disaster.
Meanwhile, top lane, Burning gets blown up as Liquid just get off that Illuminate in time. So they answer back. But the early aggression, again going IG's way, even in a game where it looks a bit harder to pull off at this stage.
Yes.
The rotations have just been so good. Let's see, Miracle trying to get that tree dance off, but constantly taking damage. Earlier wasn't able to. Baboka sneaks around, there's a sentry here. Kuro is going to deward him. So they are starting to fixate on this bottom lane with 3 heroes congregating as perhaps their best location to make those hero kill plays.
Yeah, one of the things that Monkey King struggles as a hero is that he doesn't do well when you're running a bunch of heroes at him early on. And I think that's the reason why that IG has sent the Lich to the bottom. Again, they're sacrificing 2 of their cores just to shut down the Monkey King. There's a lot of value placed in that. But back to your question about what is Baboka ultimately going to be doing. He's quite good against heroes like Ancient Apparition and Keeper of Light because they don't really have a way to repel the Riki when he's chasing after you. But as such, like, I don't think Ancient Apparition or Keeper of Light has really left the lane too much.
It's an awkward support duo, right?
Yeah.
While GH's Keeper of the Light is certainly one of his strongest heroes and very frequently ban-worthy, at the same time, normally they pair it with Kuro being a more of a playmaker. Like, the Tusk probably comes to mind as the big one.
Here we go, Baboka.
They're going to set up mid, trying to look for Matumba Man.
No, he's looking for the couriers.
Or maybe the courier.
It's alive right now. Okay, it gets bursted. That means on the way back, it's not going to get bursted.
He does not have vision, though, so Baboka doesn't realize it's happening. Might try to turn his attention towards top. He'll assist Burning, but again, Bristle not a hero that Riki can offer much against, so really the Keeper of the Light they're going to want to kill, and they've decided to move Q off the lane as well. Q is going to finally make that journey. The panel mentioned perhaps the Lich can win 2 lanes. Well, this is going to be the start of trying to salvage one of them at least. So he'll complete his rotation, but immediately Mind Control gets the goo on him, forces the TP lane, not salvaged.
Yep. An obvious synergy between this Liquid top lane is that you put the Chakra Magic onto Bristleback, and he gets to machine gun Quill Spray back to back. That's actually pretty important in terms of the mid-game team fights, as well as the early game laning harass against Burning.
They're getting out CS really hard, but the nice thing for IG is they have Greeble's Greed, so they're actually not behind at all. With that and the courier snipe, technically, they're leading. Of course, you'd like to be farther ahead with the out, but it is allowing them to stay in this game, and with the Lich denies as well, experience is just fine for IG, so despite Liquid's strong lanes, they don't have that huge advantage you'd like to see.
I mean, I think yes or no. You're right that the goal graph shows that the 2 teams are pretty even, but you got to keep in mind that IG's timing comes in a much later. Like, the Alchemist takes a long time to ramp up. Burning also will take a long time to ramp up. The difference is that Ursa, you get phase on this guy, you get blink on him, and he's just ready to go.
And
so right now,
have those phase.
Yeah, right now it looks cool right now for IG, but give it 5 minutes, Liquid is going to be all over IG, and I don't think IG can handle that kind of pressure.
Baboka continues to roam.
during this nighttime, looking for openings. Kuro does get a ward down.
I think he has an idea where the ward is, actually.
Yeah, I believe he did see it in the inventory, and he will be instantly dewarding him. So, while the kills have not been raining in, he's doing his part here to lend some assist to the Vision game. Early objectives were claimed. Liquid took down the Tier 1 top. Obviously, a big part of their strategy is the Bristle is their main siege engine, and later on it gets a lot tougher once IG start to actually look to defend those towers, throw the Frost Armor on it. GH, again, just going for these wild dusts, just kind of hoping he finds the Riki, and again, he's not there. Now maybe tries to poke GH a little bit. No teleport scroll on him. Some early harass is possible. Might be a kill.
Ow, gets activated.
Safety. They're going to blink forward. Heavy damage now, the Cloud, but not enough slow. He's going to need a little more to take GH down, and Matumba is there to lend some support. Still though, pressure's there. That's already 2 jump charges expended, neither of them effective, and what I like to call the support action is certainly rearing its head. Matumba man moves in mid, clapping onto OP. Versus out the ultimate. Chemical Rage down. Pretty decent downtime at these early. So it might be an opening when this ends.
Yep. Q making the first stack of the game for his team. Just what a difference, you know? Yes. Like running your stack right now in 8 minutes compared to, I don't know, the 45 billion that OP was able to farm last game. Which is such a difference, the way that lanes were done, as well as the pressure that IG's feeling right now.
Pretty sure if he farmed 45 billion, there'd be like lava pits opening
a
up
slight
in
exaggeration
the arena or something. Mind control now, TPing out for Boca. Trying to find that opening, can't quite catch him, and no point in the chain frost yet for Q to cancel the TP. But for IG, everything really is going to hinge on XXS. He's done a good job at not dying.
He is farming really well.
He's farming quite well. He is rushing the blink.
Dire Snow fortified their
to try and maybe make a move on him before he gets it, but he's just playing so defensively, and they really do lack the reliable kill potential here. You know, Ursa, no blink dagger, no real disable to speak of, so while they'd maybe like to punish him, doing so is...
Yeah, something that was brought up during the drafts is that these two support duo for Team Liquid is just awkward. You don't have a good initiator. They're both kind of playing the same position. You don't have a leading disable. You don't have
mind control. Looks like he wants to go. Actually coming back in. Does have the Chain Frost available. OP seems like he wants to fight this, but has no points in Unstable Concoction. And meanwhile, the top lane, Burning is able to run down GH, gets the kill. Invisibility. Looking to contest these Ancients early.
Oh, Burning, look at the item he's queuing up. He's going for a Hannah Midas. I like it.
All right, the gold strat for IG.
Hey, man, if you need to recover.
Also, I want to point out, Lumi, that these Ancients are being stolen by mind control, trying to limit that Alex economy. XXS wants to come in, contest with perhaps, he might have to burrow out. For sure this cold feet doesn't proc, he sandstorms for now, juking away. Meanwhile, Baboka being hounded, but he drops the cloud, he continues to retreat. Miracle there to cut him off. Early 5-man Dota from Liquid. Nets the Mariki kill, probably lets them take down these Ancients as well. But look at this out, he's not actually going armlet, he's trying to go straight into the Relic. I don't know if Liquid is expecting this. Let's see, can they punish? They do deny the Ancients, they can slow him down a little bit, but it's still going to be very fast Radiance for him.
One of the strengths of the Radiance is the ability to toggle and just gain like a lot more HP during a team fight, but you have Ancient Aberration, so you can't toggle, you can't gain HP. So I think this is actually the pretty standard response to what you're up against.
But like no durability item for that. Exactly. See like Vanguard, maybe at least casual focus top lane. GH being pounded a bit by Baboka.
His durability item this game is to not get hit by the item. That's all really you can count on. And you know, compared to last game, there was a flaming lasso into Ice Blast, so it was pretty much guaranteed every single fight. This time around, again, there is no delete disable, so if the positioning of the Alchemist is good enough, if he's fast enough, he might be able to just run away from the Alchemist.
We talked a lot about him at the very start of the game. We haven't really said much since then. What are you expecting out of Miracle on the Monkey King? So far, he's been quite content to farm in this bottom lane. Hasn't really made any rotations, has not been able to shut down the Sand King. Like, what is the game plan with him moving forward?
Get Blink and get on top of heroes and kill them. Very simple plan, but as a Ursa,
oh, no, I'm sorry, for Miracle, not for Matumba.
Oh, sorry, for Miracle, yes. He is going to be the secondary damage dealer.
Here we go! Straight on the Miracle. Cloud's going to follow this up. A quick kill for IG. The Blink debut, a resounding success. Here comes the push.
Yeah, you just don't expect Sand King to pick up a game so early, and right now, Curl's hanging around a Chain Frost to say what's up, and Curl will just... And the reason why he's so high level, he's been maxing Sacrifice. This is the build that you don't see too often outside of Carry Lich. Yeah. Well, not Carry Lich, but most of the time you just want to pick up a level of Ice Armor or even 2 just to make sure that whoever you're laning against have a good time, but the greedy Lich is one of the highest levels in the game.
So while that was happening, OP continues to farm. Radiant's basically done. Just needs about 300 more gold here for the recipe. Blink is online for the Sand King. Burning's looking to catch up with this Midas. He has not died since that early moment. Getting very close to the recipe. I think he's going to kick into high gear as far as net worth goes, unless Liquid makes some moves, Lumi. The Blink on Matumba Man you wanted to see is now about to be picked up, but Mind Control getting caught out here. The burrow to start. Can he TP out quickly? The Cloud comes through. He tries to run. Stacking up the Quills. He's going to man fight his way out of this. Mind Control takes down one, and that's it. Bristle feeling very mortal in this TI.
Yeah, running for him again. Shapeshift about to end. Burning recognizes that as well. We'll just turn back. Midas, though, is online.
Dire's bottom tower needs some help.
Retreat away successfully. Matumba Man does have his Blink Dagger. TP cooling down. And he makes this committed jump forward. He can, but with the Froststormer, it's not the easiest kill. Burning into the trees, and GH in pursuit. They maul the wolf. The bear wins the duel in the bottom lane. Miracle caught out by a burrow. IG with the response. Radiance online.
I think that's a great trade.
Let the farm begin?
Yeah, for IG. I mean, they traded a Lycan for that just got a kill for the stay playing Monkey King. Here's the thing, there is a Midas on the Lycan, so he gets to catch up, whereas I think the Monkey King is struggling right now. He's working towards the Echo Saber. You were asking what his role is going to be in this game. He's going to be up in the front line, helping to siege, helping to dish out some AoE damage, but as the game moves on, I think that role he will struggle to find and be able to fulfill, because this game will move into a phase where Alchemist will send illusions everywhere. And I don't think Team Liquid has the heroes to deal with that kind of play.
Another mechanic to keep in mind is like this Radiance Rush, in addition to AA making the armlet less useful, the early mischance is huge against Liquid. They have okay magic damage from the supports, even quite good, but finishing heroes, you really want the Ursa to be right-clicking, same for the Bristle, the Monkey King as well, super reliant on it, and we'll see Matumba Man getting aggressive.
Just got killed.
The Radiant Courier sniped again. Boboka smoking Liquid with his early movement, but Liquid is going to stay committed here. They start to work on this tower, but they're pushing into Froststormer, while the Lycan is rapidly split pushing in the bottom lane. Burning happy to avoid these engagements. This is
Radiant's bottom tower's got problems.
Characteristic for Liquid to be so all in on this 5-man aggression. Normally you've got like that Miracle kind of insurance plan forming away.
Oh no, this has been Liquid's playstyle. I kind of mentioned it last game when Mind Control plays Bristleback. He loves to go for the mechanism. He's starting that right now. He didn't go for it last game because he was up against the AA. Liquid to climb man up and go for engagements here. Oh, Ice Blast.
This kill. Does get clipped, but now the Chain Frost ushering Liquid away. OT's on the chase. Matumba Man potentially in danger here. Boboka trying to drop down that cloud, and Burning revving up. Shapeshift and off to the races. The Wolf hunting him. Mind Control on the retreat. Can they isolate this Bristleback, bring him down? Good staggered retreat here, but at the same time, still the pursuit continues. Mind Control getting control, but not being finished off rapidly. A small Miracle gets in position, pouncing down, sprints in from behind. This chaotic fight favoring Liquid, it seems, on the second round of engagement. A 1-for-1 thus far, committing onto Mind Control, but the GH save! Huge plays, Gandalf to the rescue, and now Miracle's bringing up into the trees again in a way to safety, and they cage him. Yes, they can. The burrow's there, the Epi to follow, waiting for himself, but XXX with the protection blink! Unbelievable!
I think I just tuned into an episode of Naruto. I just see ninja jumping everywhere, following each other, and great play by XSS, getting that last laugh with the Blink Dagger. Good stuff. He's working towards the 4-staff. But like you said, I think there is a sense of desperation coming out from Team Liquid. They are trying to group up and push.
And trading doesn't work, Lumi. No, you're up against the Midas, you're up against an Alchemist with a Radiance, you're up against the Lich, constantly sacrificing creeps. You are in an even trade, you are losing this game. Liquid need more.
Ursa, he is trying his best to hunt for these hero kills, but I think IG are doing an excellent job just staying spread out, or when they are together, they're making sure that supports are well hidden within vision in the trees.
They do find Baboka, and they wrangle him though.
He's so fast with
the commitment from Liquid with the sentries, the dust, like even if they kill him, he's already really done his job, and then you throw the courier snipes in. Mind control now. Pursued a bit here. IG, as you mentioned, spreading the map, really pressuring these supports and preventing Liquid from going for that group play, even if they might want to. Is there a plan B for Liquid? Like, are they all in on this kind of early fighting, this early aggression? Can they try to slow the game down? Oh, Welcomeback steals the creep. Okay, cheeky little bugger.
Alright, still alive.
Another dust. He's forced out.
All right,
How many now?
For those that's new to Dota 2, that play, that was not really worth getting the Centaur for his life. But getting into their mind, though, that is...
the psychological warfare, I think in the context of what they're doing, like, those deaths are going to happen. He is there to space crate, he is there to drop wards. As long as the team is farming,
that's really him
coming out on top.
Just like filling himself a little bit, perhaps a little bit too much.
They're beating on Dire's
But,
top tower.
you know, like...
Start as XXS continues to make plays, finding GH and cutting him right off of his mount. Now Liquid start to group up. They want this tier 1 bottom.
Dire have fortified their structures.
Not really all that quick on sieging. Ursa not really the best building hitter. You don't get the benefit of the Fury swipes there. They don't have any minus armor for structures. They're fighting into the frost armor, so like when they try to convert kills into objectives, it's slow going.
I think the big thing for me is, where is Miracle's farm? He's been working on this Echo Saber for, you know, a long time now.
Even when it comes online. How much will it do? There's
Yeah.
frost armor, there's an Alk who's well on his way to a Manta.
I feel like if there is one major item that he would like to pick up is probably the Desolator. Really helps out during his Wukong command, and of course, like you've been mentioning, the frost armor. They need some answer to that.
That was what we saw out of QO, and granted QO had an IO constantly just pocketing him in the mid lane, but they had that really early Deso timing where all of a sudden he dropped Wukong command, and they, like 3 heroes basically just died almost instantly.
Exactly. Well, the difference is that QO had farmed that. Right now, Miracle's like first in line to defend. Like, he has nothing.
Liquid do claim an Aegis, crucial for them. They grabbed that objective, and now they want to chase for more. Miracle leading the charge, springing in to action, but already IG sensing something's not right, and they're away. And you can see Baboka just mirroring their movements across the map now, planting down those aggressive wards, maybe looking for another courier kill. Constant guerrilla warfare here. He might even find a third. Lumi, Ice Frog smile on him. He's barely down, and looks like he won't find the opening. Burning getting caught out now. He knows Batumba Man's onto him, but onto him to commit. Burning. There's just not a whole lot of way in. Going back in. It looks like they want to commit here, but Mew on top of it could get caught out. Batumba Man getting that 2 kills, but they're going to lose the keeper again, so IG do retaliate. Liquid now chewing through the frost armor here, trying to work on that tower. Chances are essential, but the split push is there. The Alkalude, granted not very quickly, trying to take down this tier 2 in the bottom lane. Liquid do seem to gain the edge here when it comes to that so important map control. They knock the tower down.
Radiant's bottom tower's got problems.
So you were asking what is plan B for Team Liquid, right? Like, you know, right now the group up plan A is sort of working, but not to the degree that they would like it to. You were asking whether they could scale. I think trying to scale against an Alchemist lineup is always very dangerous. Lycan's got that Midas as his first major item, so he's building up for a long time. Yes, they can scale, but I just don't think it's a very good game plan. I think Liquid still definitely wants to hold down towers, get the next Roshan. That's the one thing that their lineup is super good at. You got Nazo Goo, you got Ursa, obviously, to just go into the pit. So I think Liquid needs to bring down the other towers, get the next Rosh, and look to finish the game the next 10 to 15 minutes.
A crucial part of that game plan will be this Aghanim Scepter that GH is trying to complete to sustain the team during pushes, but problem is, he's constantly being forced to buy all this extra detection.
No, Kuro's been buying that. Like, Kuro's being very, very self-sacrificial. I think the bigger problem is that Sang is hunting him. He's just died twice.
Well, and the Ricky. Ricky's
and the
all
Ricky
over.
too. And guess where XSS is? Right
Dyer's
next to
bottom
GH,
tower is
about
under
to 100 gal again. He understands that this is a big
Setting
part
up
of the push.
bottom. Maybe wants to go here. The entry comes through. Connection on Miracle. Can they finish him? He manages to jump away. One hit from Dead. He's not out of there. Just shoves himself in and gives him the old Scorpion Claw. Now Baboka hunting for that follow-up. He moves on to GH again, just continuing to shut down his farm. Force him on his heels. He does have the CC if need be, but the bait is there in the tricks of the trade. Still may go down on the ice back, setting up the timing right from Kuro. The trap has been sprung. GH staying alive. It's a help from an old friend.
And I think that's again, like you mentioned, even though he died there, it's absolutely fine. We're gonna watch this fight one more time. XSS identifies that Monkey King is the target that he wants, quickly goes on it. The force half almost saves him, but XSS again, the ninja coming in.
They're down a lot, Lumi. 10,000 gold. Granted, it is an alk lineup and there's a Midas, so you don't fully feel the effects in terms of combat, but it's getting far enough ahead that IG have basically made up for that greed early and now are really starting to dish out the damage. Liquid still holding the edge for a wee bit longer. They'd love to find a couple of follow-up kills, maybe make a play, but in the bottom lane, it's IG who gets the jump. They burrow in, commit for the crystal. Can he stay alive? Tries to retreat with the focus of the mech. It's not enough. IG throw the kitchen sink. And it's Ursa. It will clip him for now. The Frost Armor keeping you alive. Nice follow-up there. XXS with the save. The off-lane Sand Cane buying time, creating space. Liquid cannot reply.
I think if Ursa was there earlier, with the Ice Blast, he was going to be able to pick up like 2 to 3 kills. Unfortunately, just lacked the vision to prepare for any kind of IG gank. Speaking of vision, Boboga has picked up a gem as well, so he's going to be able to walk around the map and give even more trouble as Liquid supports.
I feel like that's something Liquid are going to want.
Like him.
Oh, doing like him well.
They can kill Ricky.
That's a big kill from Matumba Man. Yeah. Again, the bear proves his supremacy.
I mean, here's the thing though. You were asking, what is this Ursa going to do in the mid game? And I said he needs to jump in and get hero kills. How many times have we actually seen that? Like, that's maybe his 2nd, 3rd solo kill. And I just don't think that's enough to carry Team Liquid out of the hole that they're in. I feel like the Sand King has perhaps done that job better than he has so far.
They have 13 kills and he has made 11 of them. So,
well, hold that thought here as Matumba Man jumps in again, looks for Q. We'll find another solo kill. All right. But he gets Rule Scepter up.
And if he dies, Matu in trouble. Does manage to get off the enrage. No more ages for him. He's going to deeply. I see Ice Blast coming in, but nothing to combo with it. The timing was not right for Matumba Man. Forcing it too far.
I think this is a good time to actually toggle between the Radiant and Dire Vision. Just look at the big disparity between the two teams. Radiant, only 1 war up on the map, much thanks to Boboka's gem. Dire, wards everywhere, deep into the enemy jungle. And this is not counting in the fact that, hey, there's a Ricky running around. But I think the answer has finally come here. It's in the form of the Keeper of Light, Aghanim Scepter. During daytime, he will have flying vision around him, and if he could pick up a gem.
Nice control on his own bottom. Does have that AA behind him, but no real save. In comes House to start the fight, gets the stun up. They're going to follow this up. Burning racing forward. They do have the chain box. They can't see Curl lost in the Ice Blast, but do they really want to fight? More are coming as Liquid streaming. Baboka scouts out the rotation.
He can't die, he has the gem.
Radiant's top tower deserves just as much help as bottom. Radiant
so crucial. Again, the Ricky is allowing them to choose their fights wisely. Yes. Otherwise, Liquid likely get into position with 4 or 5 and might just overrun IG. But they do take the tower down. Give him 3. Baboka continues to add to the coffers of IG. Liquid. Alarms are going to force the issue, but with the Frost Armor and the tower damage between these melee hitters, it is fairly slow going. They'll take the tier 2 down.
I think this is a group up push. They have mech, they have daytime with the Aghanim Scepter. They're going to just look to try to win it or get some big damage coming in.
They do not have though. They have 1 hood, so that center would be huge.
Well, if they can land it, that's what Matumba Man down to HP. They're going to go right on the Matumba Man. The heal coming in. Bouncing around. Ultimate committed by Matumba Man. Can he make the retreat? It looks fine for now, but already very low HP. Again, Keeper to juice them right back up, and I don't think Liquid is going anywhere. That's Chain Frost now.
Chain Frost down. What more will follow? Lycan not split pushing. Meanwhile, Burning's trying to get out of the jungle and into the top lane, but it's going to take him a while to get there. While for Liquid, this journey is rapidly taking form. Mind control whacking away, just poking, prodding, staying out in front. But Tumba Man lurking on the side, wants to find the opening here. They just have vision for a moment of XXS. Not actually hidden. Liquid, no, he's in the neighborhood. He's going to try. For the epicenter of the Tumba Man is there to interrupt this initiation. Great presence of mind from Enzo Burrow coming through. Connecting on Tuba, looking to heal. GA is the engine that keeps the push going. Now they deploy the Monkey King Wukon's command. Still though, IG get the AA kill. They stay alive, but Boba's in through the rear. He blinks out. He will get decapitated. Liquid not getting objective. Again, Cage the Alchemist from the back. They hit it with coming in. Looking for more, but XXS with the rescue play. Triple Burrow. Liquid still committing. They won't bring him down. This push just won't stop. Finally, Burning gets a follow-up kill. It was one buyback already for Liquid. They need this tower. They might need more. IG know its importance. They won't give it up freely. They don't want to lose their tries. They're going to get the follow-up kill. That's a dieback on the Ancient Apparition. Huge commitment from him. Try and take this tower down, and now the chase is on. They can route them in the rear. Mike, he gets up the quills. Matu with the assist. Can they bring the Bristle down? He's also tanky him, but Boca continues pursuit, but it's slow. They need damage. They need control. He keeps on running. The Wolves come in. They get him from the front, and IG needs to slay him.
Go into the Roche right now. They cannot give away Aegis on top of Team Liquid. Did you see how brutal that push was? Sure, it was a slow push thanks to the things like Frost Armor as well as Acid Spray, but like you saw, the Illuminate kept killing them up, and there was no answer for IG. It wasn't until the Lycanthrope came back and just backstab on the back line. They need to kill Keeper of Light before the fight actually happens, or else there's no way that IG, despite their net worth lead, could actually beat Team Liquid right now. I think it's important to take away the Aegis.
Another thing that Liquid had in that fight is vision. They did not have vision advantage in the first game. This time it's different. With the Keeper of the Light, you have the flying vision during daytime. They also have the ice vortexes, so IG have not been able, at least in that scenario, to get the clear jump. Like last game, they always had vision supremacy with Lycan, Batrider, and Night Stalker.
Yes.
This game, not the case.
And we saw what Monkey King was able to do in that last team fight. Sure, he's very, very underfarmed, but his big contribution in that team fight was just drop his Wukong command. Once the command's out, there's two things that happen. First, the PC lag. Second, it also makes it super hard for IG to actually go into the area and defend the building, despite Acid Spray, despite Frost Armor. So, Team Liquid now working on the Aegis. This one will come with Aegis and Cheese.
Now IG on the fight, so Matsu taking it down fast. The Roche about to fall. Indeed it will. Access up to the high ground. He's forced to retreat. IG are going to fight into this Aegis, and I think this time, Lumi, it'll come when Liquid are at their door, not just Ursa running in solo, looking for kills as it's about to expire.
There's about 2 minutes left for IG because I think Team Liquid will definitely wait for daytime. So do what you can, OP. Split push as hard as possible and get whatever item that you deem necessary. It looks like he's working towards a Shiva's Guard. He's likely going to be able to finish it before the push comes, but it depends if he wants to retain buyback.
Big Shiva's game, especially when you start stacking that attack speed slow and
yes,
and the move speed with the ice armor. Liquid basically to finish kills, they're relying on 3 melee heroes right-clicking. Granted, Monkey King has pretty long range, but nonetheless, it will be a potential counter. Bringing through the trees with a double damager and a freshly completed Desolator. Miracle could be a huge damage dealer in this fight. He does drop down into a camp while the flank takes form. Matumba Man coming in first, the TP onto the Wolves, and now blinking into position. Miracle trying to bring down too early. Locked down the chain front. It's a bouncing beautifully. Massive damage from the Lich, and now Miracle standing his ground, fighting out that Lycan. The Wukon's command will end. The pain might begin now. Matu on the run, very low, but has the Aegis. Second life also for mind control with the cheese. Can they win round 2? It doesn't seem like it. The follow-up now begins, but the kiting XXS still alive, burrowing onto the Ursa. There means Owen for now, OP low, not dead just yet. G8 salvaging, they get 3. Liquid prevail, but they had to spend a lot there, Lumi. They blew the Aegis, they blew the cheese, they did it outside the base.
so they won't be able to threaten high ground with their full complement. At the same time, there's no out flyback
Center coming in from the back line
for him, and now the Epi on the Bonchi from the rear. They get the Ursa. That might force Mind Control back. The wheels might have just come off of this push. Mind Control, slow to retreat, but the caustic is going to make this a bit trickier.
I don't think they can win that fight. They're going to try. It's going to be close here as Mind Control.
Urge, hit him from the front. Baboka with the tricks, looking for the clean trade, and now
still a bristleback. I don't know if you want to go in. There's something
they do.
Finally,
IG.
Caustic
It's a spiky mouthful.
I don't know about this, man.
Still the commitment. Still the commitment.
Oh, yeah, Monkey can get out. Get out. You're not going to get the kill. Ice Bomb comes in. Monkey gets strike. Champ hits the deck, and now Monkey King jumps forward.
IG getting sloppy, getting desperate. Liquid able to take advantage. Can they get more? They group up top. They want to end this game.
It's daytime.
Fast.
It's daytime. Here comes Team Liquid. What are you going to do against this? No HS, no cheats, whatever. They're going to pull like everybody with global recall, and they're going to just hit building.
Liquid laying into the tier 1 tower. Ice Armor slowing them down as best it can. But the siege is on now. Glitz gets forced out. The whole gang is back. They try to kite the bristle, slow him down. But Liquid are determined. The sun also rises as this melee rack drops lower and lower. Liquid will take it. One lane now opened up. Range to fall as well.
And the big thing that during this push, Miracle has that Desolator, so the minus armor really ticking into and basically counteracting what the Frost armor could do in these team fights. Instead of going mid, they will go to the bottom. The bottom tower is much lower, and the shrines are more spread apart, making this defense here for IG much harder to come by.
Upper bracket lives on the line. Liquid are doing it, working on the melee racks. IG must respond, and they must do it soon. They look for the flag. XXS revving up the Epi, but what's going to hit? A swing, a miss, he gets nothing. Now Liquid chasing forward, IG racing in, they want to kill that keeper, but GH elusive. They finally get onto him, isolating him in the trees. Goes for the TP out. Where's the stuns? There are none. Away he goes, but still this does leave Matumbo Man stranded. The Ursa in a bit too far is going to fall. Now the Bristleback being overwhelmed, slowing him down with the Shivas. Miracle has to watch him as he slowly gets chipped away at. He's in the trees, hiding for what he can. Still GH back into the fray, keeping his team alive. Overextending perhaps, but Boca could be punished. A staggered retreat, but IG aren't ready to give up the chase just yet. They keep on pushing forward. They want more. Buyback again. Ursa looking for the punish. He gets the kill. The Riki's down. And Lumi, that's a dieback. No smoke left for this fight. Liquid are very close. That melee rack's a bit over half HP. Can they hold the line?
Lycan shapeshift down for 25 seconds. I think without the shapeshift and the Riki, they have no way to stick on GH. GH is the most important here right now. Chip coming in. They want the Sand King Pipeline coming in, and they bounce it back in. GH with the alley-oop play. Team Liquid going on the Raxus, and you're right, LD. They are doing it. Another set of Raxus. Miracle, man fighting up against OP.
Commitment from Mind Control. It's all about that melee. Slowly but surely, the mace does its work. One more swing. Down it goes. 2 lanes for Liquid. They are hanging on, keeping the upper bracket dream alive. Now back to the Sand King. They need the 3rd lane. IG are scrappy. They won't give up easy. But Liquid have the creep advantage now. 2 lanes shoving in. It's a 3-pronged assault. They keep the push going. Now the tower falls. 1 last lane remains. That's all that stands between Liquid and the game 3. Effigy's fighting the dust. And now the fight breaking out. The Tumble Man control, but he gets up the enrage. He tanks through it all. The Chain Frost Valley. Beautiful stuff from the carrying Lich is new. Keeps his team in the game. He is being chased. They're going to bring him down. IG not out of this yet. Pounding into the Ursa. He tries to fight it out, but the Ice Armor's there. The evasion is as well, and he can't get the kill. 3 fall for Liquid. Close.
Not done
but
yet.
Not over yet.
Sand King teleports in, finds Mind Control. You'll set them. Here comes Cowrie. All 5 still alive for IG. They isolate him. They bring him down.
Wants to help. He's waiting in position. Can Mind Control possibly get out of here? The Quills are stacking up. He's slow. He gets hit from the front. He will fall.
All right,
IG.
Damage control. Damage control.
Oh, they are in now.
Go back to base. Push out the waves. OP can't do that. He is an alchemist. Somebody's got to watch out for bottom. You see the key differences in these team fights is IG's ability to isolate GH, sorry. You gotta kill GH and you make sure that he doesn't constantly give him mana, give him HP through his Illuminate. He also makes buyback super crucial. Ursa fought back during that middle team fight and he was able to get recalled in instantly. You kill GH and you have a chance.
Yeah, they are definitely identifying him as public enemy #1. IG chasing him out. There's the Glimmer. The Ghost Scepter as well. The Wukong's command drop. Saving Private GH. It's the call. But in goes OP. Diving deeper for this. He protects the Curl. The rest of the team takes the Keeper down. He's got the buyback. Curl does not. And pouncing away, Miracle retreats to the confines of high ground. The base slowly being chipped from north and south as Liquid's creeps are doing what the heroes can't right now.
Don't worry about it, LB. They regen. Their more towers regen. They're going to keep pushing.
They are killing out the buffer buildings, though.
That's true.
IG still trying to force the issue here. Miracle looking to slow them down in XXS with the pursuit. No dukes from you, Miracle. They say the stun kill locked in to Blake forward. IG not out of it yet. Kill after kill coming their way. Towers are falling. Liquid perhaps feeling a bit overconfident. And onto your hats, folks.
IG could just force a Rax out. His Keeper is back in 5 seconds. Again, how much can he kite?
Whether the Ice Blast Gloomy. It's a lot of push from IG. Mauling this tower down. Mind Control gets in, but the Frost Armor protects them. Tower falls. The stall. It's all about GH now, it feels.
Well, Lycan and Wolfform just getting completely stunned up by GH. They want to go and double force that, pushes him back.
Good fighting. Liquid stalling nicely here, forcing Burning low. He may have to retreat. That leaves OP on his own. He's got the BOTs, Manta out. TP away. No bash. Oh.
There is a basher available in that Ursa. Unfortunately,
they're not done yet. They're still chasing Mind Control. Has the gem.
And you're right, LB, they need to start pushing out the base. I just say, you know, Tier 4 do regen, but
it's slow.
Yeah, it's slow.
They took some heavy damage as those waves kept on shoving.
But hey, that was a big turn of event for IG. You know, they got a couple of buildings, got a couple of extra kills, and more importantly, they got Team Liquid off their back for a little bit. But again, the third Roshan, I mentioned how important the second Rosh was in terms of taking 2 lanes of Rax. The third one just as important, and I don't think Team Liquid will be challenged here. Although, as I say that, IG smokes out.
IG love challenging. They rotate around XXS with an Arcane Rune, so the low cooldown stun and play in this fight.
Where's GH?
Finds GH. Oh, almost. There you go. Burrows in. Still clips of it. Now the connection is surges forward. GH stays alive. The Glimmer cape enough to keep him up, but he's Burning now and nipping at his heel. Ghost Scepter doing what he can. Finally, they will slay the beast. He instantly buys back. They know how crucial this Keeper is. They know they can't afford to give up this Rosh. Liquid are committing for it, and now it's the Sand King they want. The Sand King they might get. Burrows away, looks for the save with the Lotus Orb coming through. Will it be enough? They'd rather sack the Riki, but that is a gem down.
In fact, I don't think there are any gems available for IG, whether it's on their heroes or their shop. So they're going to be playing without vision for a while. The buyback here from GH secures of Roshan, Aegis and Cheese into the coffers of Team Liquid. And we are still in the same situation where IG is down by 2 sets of Rax.
Somebody wants that cheese, surely.
Okay. Fermenting does not work. Dota 2.
That is already moldy cheese. Can't get any smell here. But it still heals when you need it. And Liquid, they've got plenty coming from GH. Now Lumi, if he dies in this push, it could be a big problem. Because we've seen how important he is to their team fight. Liquid are smoking in. They're just looking to dive. An early assault with this melee Rax, perhaps finding kills to start it off. Let's see. The jump comes through, but the Sand King there with the kite, bashing off the walls. XXS, he burrows back to safety. Liquid have gone really deep for this kill. Ice Blast streaming into the fountain.
Dodge that Ice Blast, bang, he's gone. Sanking out for 100 seconds.
That might be it. Liquid just got to push these lanes in, but look at the waves. They're being cut by the Alk. Illusions denying these creeps. Buying time, but creeps are coming top. Mind Control, whack, whack, whack. Continues to work. Miracle at his side.
Boboka going in on the back line. He's going for the kill on Kuroki. Kuroki forced that back out. He's jumping back in. He wants Kuroki. Miracle comes in though. They get Boboka. Chain Frost will finish the job of 1-1 trade.
IG are down both supports now that AA has buyback. OP now comes in one at a time into the meat grinder. Commitment here, but that Bristle stays alive. Very tanky. They keep on nipping at his heels, but can they bring him down? OP diving him. Now Matu looking to bail out his buddy with the turnaround. Liquid once more under the breach, and they have done it. Game 3 awaits.
Dire's middle barracks have fallen.
LD, you want a crazy statistic?
Sure.
IG was leading in gold the entire game. Just shows you that sometimes gold isn't everything. Just because you got Greevo Greed, just because you're farming well, the pressure from Team Liquid, that GH Aghanim Scepter was so key.
What a resilient showing here in game number 2 from Team Liquid. They were up against it, and you could sense the urgency. The Alk was free farming, the Lycan was catching up. The Riki killed the Courier 3 times, constantly warding, slowing down their overall game plan, but Liquid shows their timings well, and they show a lot of poise here under pressure. With that, game 3 on the horizon, but first to break it down, it's back to day 9 and the boys.
Invictus Gaming's turn to pick.
Radiant Team's turn to pick.
Earthshaker.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant Team's turn to pick. Dire Team's turn.
Ancient apparition. Faceless Void.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant Team ban.
Disruptor.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire Team's turn to ban.
I mean, watching good players play on Faceless Void, managing that very carefully, I mean, you'll get completely overridden by Disruptor.
I'll talk about how both these teams are headed towards fight-centric lineups.
Radiant Team's turn to ban.
From both sides. First step.
Dire Team ban.
One strategy to play around a team that's building around teamfight is to have the vision to have the information to either fight your opponents head on or stay away from them until you're ready. Having vision will allow you to have that ability to make that.
10 seconds remaining.
One of those Invis heroes or Beastmaster?
Yeah,
not that many left.
There's a lot of options.
5 seconds remaining.
Heroes like TA and drop traps everywhere. You could pick Furion and just spread your tree throughout.
Bat Rider's a big pick that hasn't been banned or picked by anyone yet. Obviously, Night Stalker and Lycan.
I like Bat a lot against Void.
Out.
Voids will build Lincoln Sphere, but
Radiant Team's turn to pick.
Find Void before he does cast.
I think XSS usually plays it.
Dire Team's turn to pick.
I don't actually think they're as flexible as other teams. Swapping to 3/4 Shaker.
And here we see that they pick GH hero.
Yeah, Sardar Troll. It's happening.
Yeah.
Troll.
One time!
I think they're going to pick Invoker on Liquid as well. It's
a
hero that's really good together with the Void to set up for all of the damage.
10 seconds remaining.
Aki, I'm curious about your analysis of Slardar in relation to other just sort of
5 seconds remaining.
Heroes. What would make him a better pick here than someone like a Sand King or a Nyx that can just get a nice stun off?
He's quite strong in the early game when he's roaming around to trade hits with people. So if he finds a Disruptor, he's going to win the fight. And his stun has a very low CD. So he can keep on stunning heroes and keep on chasing them. And the meta right now is also a lot about getting the bounty runes. So he has his sprint, so he can run around and try to snatch IG's runes and get out at the same time.
See, it's hard for me to know that the meta is about stealing bounty runes because I always have a jungler in my game.
They're taken straight away.
I really like Invoker for Liquid. I think it's a perfect hero. You pick this Slardar and this Void who are so anti-BKB. Nobody on IG is going to want to buy a BKB to make the magic immune to all the physical damage that Slardar allows your team to have. And putting Invoker there, Invokers are oftentimes countered by heroes that do build BKB, but if they cast BKB, you can just right-click them while they're in the Chronosphere.
And it's like both Void and Slardar are like perfect together with Invoker to make space for him in the fights.
Yeah, I mean, you were talking earlier about how Invoker really needs a lot of time spent in order to get all his levels, to get his items, to get Aghanim's Scepter, which cool down. And now we have the big playmaker Earth Spirit snatched by Invictus Gaming.
Lots of silence. Kill off Void and Slardar before they get disables.
10 seconds remaining. Dire team's turn to pick.
It took a lot of reserve.
Okay. Lots and lots of physical.
That is one of Atumaman's best heroes, I think, in my opinion.
Is this a Maelstrom Lance game or a Radiance game?
Probably Lance.
10 seconds remaining.
I think it depends on what Miracle goes for. If they're looking for more magical
5 seconds remaining.
Route, if they're looking for physical, if the right-click build best.
I mean, they have Slardar, so they have the minus armor that really benefits together with
Radiant team's turn to ban.
Already there, you can see that
And
there's some armor.
I mean, immediately you see 3 heroes for Invictus Gaming that are great playmakers in early and even mid game, which would give plenty of time for Sven to run around jungle farming, much to his delight. What does Team Liquid need
10
to
seconds
round this
remaining.
out, and what does Invictus Gaming?
In my opinion, I think
5 seconds remaining.
They need a way to track this Void, or else they're going to be constantly
Dire team ban.
Yeah, I mean, Earth Spirit benefits so much from vision given his incredibly long range.
He rolls in, he can kick a stun while he's rolling, and then he can instantly silence someone else, but if he doesn't have the vision to do so, it's going to be quite the task, but I know...
Charging into the dark boldly.
I'm sure Voboka's up to it. He's a fantastic 4-player.
Merlini, what about
10
your opinion?
seconds
what does
remaining.
Team Liquid need in this last pick? They have already a lot of physical damage, some nice team fight.
5 seconds remaining.
Faceless Void's ultimate.
Just easy matchup for mid. You guys were talking about the Invoker. I still think it's a pretty good pick for them. I'm more curious as to what OP's going to be.
Dire team's turn to pick.
Okay, the only problem with Invoker now is, okay, they actually banned it as well, but Lone Brew is quite greedy. He like needs farm, and Invoker also needs space and farm, so maybe they want to pick something more active for me.
Now, of course, one of the things to note, we've seen Alchemist get picked before from Invictus Gaming. This
10
would be a
seconds
bit risky
remaining.
not to do that in this spot because of the fact that Sven already is going to eat up so much.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I like TA or Lina.
I would imagine some mid that is just great after level.
Radiant team's turn to pick. Lina.
Yeah.
Hey!
Perfect. It's going to give them some nice burst to kill the Void. Slardar too, takes a ton of burst damage from Lina, especially when he's got...
It does seem like Invictus Gaming's biggest problem, as you've highlighted, is the vision. There's not any
10
clear
seconds
character
remaining.
that can step forward and
It's
stop.
tough to take TA, I suppose. They could also just
5
run
seconds
Lone Brew mid and
remaining.
just pick something.
At least for them, Liquid like it doesn't either have any like vision heroes right now, except for the bear. So
pipe hero, someone pipe.
So right now, what's Invictus's path to victory? Merlini, what's your assessment?
They just need to stop Faceless Void from getting Chronosphere off the team fights. They have really strong team fight. They just need to make sure that. Then I would say get mid off to a good start. If it's Lone Druid versus Lina, it's going to be a wash. But if it's a weak, someone like a weak laner that they can take advantage of, I think like TA they could actually take advantage of with the Earth Spirit. Then it's a snowball OP. They go with the big like Jug. Jug's also pretty safe here. I think you want magic immunity. Spirit, Lina.
Probably see Shadow Blades from both Lina and Shaker at some throughout this game. Important to find pick off some team. Right now, I think 5-on-5 setting. I think, especially once they get beat.
So at this point, Team Liquid, you'll note IG actually was almost out of reserve time, but Team Liquid has been crappy with their time management at this point. We're talking a lot about the Invoker pick for Miracle, but of course that was the last ban for Invictus Gaming.
You want something that's going to match up well against this. Not totally
the benefits of having last pick now, that they can actually use the time to pick something that's good against Lina, and they're going to know that the Earth Spirit is probably going to be around mid as well, rolling in.
Who do you think are some absolute bad players? Signature.
That's tough.
I wonder if Ember Spirit will go mid. It doesn't seem like the best matchup versus, but
Ember really needs a way to remove the like silence from Earth Spirit. Otherwise, if he goes in and he gets silence, he's gonna die straight away.
Well, there is huge
Player
teamfight
disconnected
potential on both sides with Earthshaker's entire suite of abilities. Sven's cleave, but also Ancient Apparition's ultimate.
Someone's
Faceless
connection
Voice
dropped.
Chronosphere. Who will come out on top? It's Game 3, the final match of our first best of 3. Take it away, casters.
That's right, Lumi. A clash of titans here, going the distance to start off day 1 of the International 2017. Winner of this match already guaranteed $1 million. But it's not about that. It's about winning TI. These teams are teams that could go all the way, and you can tell they're confident going into this game. You wouldn't even realize what's at stake. We saw Mind Control yawning, Matumba Man laughing. You got to love that Liquid seem relaxed and are having a good time. How do you feel these two teams are going to match up?
I think it's much closer than a lot of people anticipated. You know, start of the day, a lot of people said 2-0 Team Liquid or maybe 2-1 Team Liquid, but throughout both of these games, we saw IG as the underdog coming in here, giving Team Liquid a run for their money. And like you mentioned, I believe in last game, you know, Team Liquid is a team that has always made it relatively far in deep tournaments. They have made it to the major finals multiple times.
They
need that big win.
They rarely get knocked out early, but they also, up until the last few events, had not gone all the way very often either. So teams like that monkey. With that said, looking at the draft over.
The IC draft, they don't have the Vision heroes. Now they now have 2 heroes they need to lock down. They need to kill the Void and they need to kill the Ember. And without Vision, sometimes it's just tough to get the jump that you want.
So walk me through each team's path to victory. Like, what is the most likely or kind of ideal way that, you know, IG could go to win this game, or that Liquid would be able to pull off the reverse comeback here?
I think for Team Liquid, you make sure you have a good lanes. They have good heroes for that. The Lone Druid versus the Shaker matchup, I think that's a free matchup for Matumba Man. He'll walk all over that Earthshaker. Likewise, though, I think Lina is advantage in the mid lane, but it looks like both teams are making the correct rotations. It's going to be Matumba Man mid versus the Lina, like the panel pointed out, and then it's going to be Ember Spirit going up to the bottom lane against the Shaker. So back to the point, Team Liquid, good lanes for them, and they should do fine. Whereas I think IG, not only do they need a good lane stage of their own, they also need to get good, quick blink daggers on both Sven and Shaker. And in the team fights, they need to make sure that Chrono doesn't come out or Ember doesn't like stun 2 to 3 heroes in every single team fight. That's a lot to ask for IG.
Yeah, I'm hearing the list of conditions continue to kind of mount up as far as what they have to do to actually win fights. So let's get down to the lanes now and down to business. Game 3 has begun as the horn blows. The teams enter the field of battle. Winner of this for the top 6. Matumba Man going for the pre-block mid now. So, and this is one thing that Liquid really do exceptionally well, I think, with the Lone Druid, is they're so versatile with the way they can lane it. We have seen Matumba Man go mid, Miracle to the safe lane, and I think specifically this hero, but we've also even seen the Broodmother surprise 5th pick go mid. I think that's something that a lot of other teams have not shown in the group stage, that willingness to mix up the lanes and put their, you know, their superstar mid player into a side lane.
I think the Broodmother tech moving forward, I think teams are going to be more and more prepared for that, as you saw here, IG banning out Brood multiple games. So I'm not sure if other teams will be surprised by that, but like you're right, it's definitely a trick that could pull out anytime they deem it's necessary.
And it shouldn't be too much of a surprise because they have done it a lot already, but it's still something that can keep you a bit off guard and minimize your chance of running away with the lanes. So we do see both supports here duking it out in the river. As far as these particular lane matchups go, I think, you know, the Lina, the Lone Druid, Pan already touched on it, likely a wash. As far as the side lanes go, though, for you, Lumi, which team has the better setup there in your eyes?
I think it's pretty even as well. Mind Control technically should survive, but there's also Glimpse for him to worry about, so he could definitely die there. And of course, Shaker, we've definitely seen him die a couple times in the lane.
Oh, big roll in from Baboka, just by Matumba Man. Trying to pressure him early. OP does not have a point on the stun just yet, so it's mostly just a harassment roll as they are setting up here on Liquid. GH wants to go. Also on level 1, but a crush into a cold feet, into a Searing Chains could be first blood if GH commits. No dire vision of this, but the spidey senses are certainly tingling right now.
Yep. It's also hard to make a successful dive under the tower without losing one of your heroes, should the tower oblige and help out XSS.
Boca continues to roam. He's going to snag an Invis room. No Radiant Vision of this grab either. Can he get through the patented courier snipe? Oh man. Hide little thing. Hide little bug.
You would think this thing would go extinct by now, given how many times was hunted last time.
If I get bought as a courier against Boca, I'm feeling pretty sad.
Oh, he's rolling in. Boca, please!
And he does it again! Boca the magician!
How do you even see the courier?
How does he know?
Saw over the cliff.
It's not just that, it's the willingness to go for that play.
Yeah.
Too. Like, I want to say Boca might have the highest courier snipe rate of anyone at this tournament.
For sure.
I'd be curious to hear the stats on it. It certainly feels like it from watching the guy. So early first blood drawn in a rather unconventional way, as IG will get off to a decent gold lead on the back of that. As far as the lanes go, Lumi, these lanes are actually turning out pretty well for them early on.
Yeah.
Mind control being bullied top really heavily, and Q actually saving a skill point here. Does have the glimpse, but still only level 1.
Yeah, level 1 glimpse is very short cast.
Once you get level 2, you can threaten the void. Like in that situation, it might be a possible kill if there's a follow-up stun or silence. The bottom lane is probably the slight surprise here, where this Earthshaker, you know, we have seen this in the 1v1
he might die here, though.
Oh, this could be the real first blood. Chains to start, follow-up from Kuro, Crush comes through, and, well, gets off a great fissure, but great ain't gonna get the job done. Miracle drawing the first blood, and meanwhile in the mid lane, Boca having a fish again with the roll, but Matumba Man definitely dodges it.
Yeah, you were saying that, you know, the Shaker is perhaps getting a little bit more than he should, and I think that's more because GH is focusing, you know, his attention to the mid lane. XSS now giving up the first blood. Liquid's lanes do a lot better as they get more level. Miracle, of course, picking like level 4 or 5 is crucial. In the mid lane, once Matumba Man gets his level 5, I think he could start solo bullying OP should he be able to get those entangling roots.
Yeah, I do want to point out Boca, he's been busy, and not just with sniping couriers, does stack up the Ancients here early, and with the spend, that will be very important. Seems to have good timing on a lot of his rotations, one of the hallmarks of a great core position. But perhaps more importantly here for Liquid, when we look at their draft, the one area where I see a bit of weakness is they don't take objectives that well except for the Lone Druid. So even though they get this kill bottom, like they can't really hit the tower at all. Not true for IG. They have the Lina, they have the Earthshaker totem, and they have to spend 3 heroes that can hit towers hard. So while Liquid can maybe steal Roche rapidly with the Slardar, at least in this early stage, they won't be able to punish towers the same way.
Yeah, I think this is going to be one of those games where the fights decide it all, and that's probably one of the most entertaining way to watch Dota. It's going to be very different from the game we just saw, where one team just runs straight at you and just take your axes.
So many big team fight ults. Like,
yeah. Oh, it's going to be a beautiful game to watch.
Wombo combo doesn't even begin to describe it.
All right, the bear comes in. It's called El Doge. Just want to point that out.
Strange looking bear. Or panda, or doge, I should say.
One thing I do want to mention is that both Q as well as Boca are on some of their most signature heroes. Before Boca was known for his, you know, Monkey King as well as Riggy, he made a name for himself in China playing Earth Spirit. Of course, that was at a time where Earth Spirit was, you know, much stronger of a hero.
Basically, like, the best 4 positions were all the best Earth Spirit players back then.
Exactly, yeah. And then Q also has some lightning fast reflexes on his, you know, static storms as well as glimpse. So I expect big things coming out from them.
It's such a crucial game for the Disruptor as well, like up against Void and Ember. If he has a good game, it's going to be really hard for those 2 heroes to have an impact.
Oh yeah, we're going to see a great dance between the glimpse of Q as well as, you know, Sleight of Fist as well as Fire Remnant dodges for Ember Spirit. Miracle is definitely a player that could pull those kind of dodges off.
Of course, for Liquid, they also don't have the best saves. Like, they have Chronosphere, the Ember has defensive tools, but on his own, you know, inherently he's not that good against the Static Storm and potentially that Silence, as OP is being pressured a bit mid. We can see Kuroki creeping in, but they do have vision of this. OP gonna try to usher those illusions away.
Yeah, the saves are going to be mostly coming in from the heroes in the main abilities, using the Time Walk to run away or just Fire Remnant out.
And item. Itemizing defensively, but OP gets caught out here. Cold Feet not going to tick in. Able to just walk away. Kuro taking the tower. They'll need to juggle this aggro. Boca looking for the punish, then they wrangle him back. Ice Cream has a nice afternoon treat here for IG. A bear kill as well. GH. Charging in. He wins the stun. Uh-oh.
All right.
No way to punish this. The glimpse on cooldown, a very long cooldown at these early first few levels, but look at the money shrine. IG, they're going to be enjoying this regen. All the while, Burning is farming. IG look to make their move. The Echo Slam commitment bottom. XXS finds the solo kill on GH.
I don't think GH expected that. The skill build that XSS is showing. He's
max
got one
aftershock.
Yeah, he's got 1 point in fissure, max aftershock, and he went in and just got absolutely slammed.
IG having a solid start here. Again, Ancients were stacked. They've been a bit of a point of contention as Liquid dropped an Observer Ward down previously to try and keep traps on them, did get dewarded.
Top lane, they're going to go for Kuroki. There is the backstab coming in from Bubblegum. They have Glimpse available as well. They will cast it.
There's a Chrono though. Does Mind Control want to take this fight? There's no backup coming. At least for now, it seems he'll get that clean kill. Now Mind Control walks away. Another death. These supports are starting to stack them up. And they might lose more. The silence is there. One more finish. Mind Control walking away at the final moment. And in the mid lane, the dive onto OP. Remnant commitment. Miracle making his own rotation. So a core finally going down now. A big kill for Liquid.
A lot of trading involved, and in terms of who's coming out ahead of all of these trades, I think it's XSS. He gets the free lane to farm, and once he gets the Blink Dagger, especially with the build that he currently has, I feel like some of the even more elusive hero, like, you know, your Emperor Spirit, your Void, I think they're going to have trouble surviving.
He has 53 CS in the off lane. And they've been ganking him. XXS is crushing this game right now.
Remember, LD, the way that he played last game, at least for the first half, he was just
Mind Control might be caught out here. Big catch for Liquid, looking for the bashes. Now the bubble deployed. Huge commitment, allowing GH to hit him. I don't know if it's
He's still alive, though.
Burning with the war cry, finally.
Good bash, good bash.
Go down.
It was very important for Mind Control to get those bashes in because the war cry was out, and a lot of the physical damage is mitigated.
Almost all of it at this stage, with like very little in the way of damage items. For
Time Lock, however, does give you magical damage on bashes, so does have that little bit of nice synergy with Ice Vortex coming out from the AA as well later on, but important there for that kill.
Burning goes down. Of course, like killing Sven here there is not a showstopper. This is a hero that will catch up quickly if given any sort of room to breathe, and they did have to commit the Chrono. So I don't think IG are overly upset about that. Now they're going to make their move top lane. Silence of Mind Control, try to bring down the Void. He doesn't score yet, though. Mind Control gets up the time walking in the mid lane. A huge team fight breaking out. Q with the Glimpse Deck, trying to keep Miracle away, but he's going to go down. Mind Control got out of there, away to safety. And IG get outmaneuvered, and now with the Bear in position, they can begin their siege on mid. XXS has the Echo. He drops it on the Slardar. He gets off the follow-up.
Where's the Vision? They can't see him.
Have OP with the Laguna, and the Vision already rearing its ugly head is a bit of a concern here for IG.
Yeah, they committed a lot. The Echo Slam has a fairly long cooldown, and I think XSS is just about to pick up his Blink Dagger.
If he has a Blink there, that is so bad for Liquid, but Liquid choosing their spots well for now.
Yeah. I was just talking about the way that XSS is playstyle. He loves to sit in the trees and hunt for kills, and Shaker is probably the best hero.
They're looking for Kuroki bottom lane. If they can just get this glimpse. It's only level 2 though. He's 1 creep away from 5, so doesn't have the range.
I think what we're seeing right now is IG supports are really struggling levels. Like you said, Q just hit the level 5. Had he had the glimpse earlier, he would have gotten the kill on the Ancient Apparition. And remember, the 2 ganks in a row that Boboka has started on the Faceless Void, he just needed like half a second extra on a stun or a silence. Well, you'll get that half second if you're higher level, and unfortunately he's only level 4, still roaming around.
So how do Liquid look to transition? They've had a solid save of the laning stage here these last couple of minutes. Yeah, the Courier got sniped, or Shaker's gotten allowed, but they're ahead now. They get the Midas on Matumba Man. What's next for them? Do they just look to take it slow and farm? Do you see a ramp up in the pressure? What's the game plan?
I think the ability to ramp up in pressure is definitely there for Team Liquid. Remember the way that game 1 that the AA was played by IG? Whenever they had Flaming Lasso with the Bat Rider, they went for a kill. Same story here. Miracle will jump in with the Sleight of Fist and Searing Chains combo. Ice Blast will come in. Or you could start things off with Chronos here. They have a lot of way to play this. And you just keep pressuring IG and make sure that the Lina doesn't get farmed. Sven doesn't get as farmed as he will be.
They're also about to open up the map here. Mind Control just slowly working on this tier 1 top. That's nearly dead. The mid tower's been brought low as well. And Mind Control will score the last hit. Void, not really known as a heavy pushing off laner, but if you abandon the lane, leave it empty, and go to farm the neutral stack, this is Burning, you do open that lane up.
Yeah, it's currently very dangerous for IG heroes to be alone, and that's why you can see them they're clumping in packets of 2s and 3s. But if you do that, you know, you will start losing on farm and towers across the map.
XXS could.
Yeah. He needs a +1.
Open this game up. He's got the Echo ready. Mind control. Does have raindrops, but I think with a +1, like you said, he's killable. But meanwhile, bottom lane Q in danger. Brought down. They're going to look for the trade top. Mind control. Any second. Starting with the Fizz. They want to save that Echo Slam if possible with the silence coming through. No, they have to commit it, and they will score the kill. Don't have the burst with those raindrops to save it, but definitely worth it here.
Dire's bottom tower
Still very, yeah, like you said, very important kill. Gotta stop that Void. But they are losing a lot of heroes to this Ember Spirit. One thing I like to see from IG is to start setting up smoke ganks with your Disruptor. Disruptor having Static Storm means you have an ability to actually kill the Ember Spirit as well as to face its Void over and over again. And they definitely have the burst damage to back it up. You got the Shaker, Echo Slam, you got the OP, Laguna Blade.
Who's been rather quiet, actually. I don't think we've seen a Laguna Blade yet this game. The one opportunity mid, but they didn't have the vision. Right. Now Liquid smoking up, mind control, moving
Chrono Ice
to
Blast.
the east and looking to the jump. Miracle can start the party, get off the chains of Bernie, Remnant forward, commitment from him. Q is there. Liquid, oh, those reactions! A scene of beauty as they go down 2, make it 3 with GH going home 4-4. An absolute masterpiece of an ambush. You called it, Lumi. Q.
Lightning fast reflexes. We're going to watch it one more time. He might be an older guy, but look at this. As soon as they jump in, bang. And that's all she wrote.
The stun also came out from burning there, which ensured that, well, they were held in position a bit longer, taking that extra damage. Then the fissure finishes off fleeing heroes. IG, just such good coordination in these fights.
Instead of losing your burning carry, they get 4 kills. Think of how big that is for the game. IG bought themselves, you know, a minute or 2 of free farm just from that as well. A lot of times when we will talk about Dota, it's a very strategic game, but that is an instance that you saw just a single player with a technical play turning the tide of the whole game. Sick play.
That is going to open up the map. Now IG start to get some extra tools. Burning completes his Blink Dagger. He wants to go straight into the BKB after this. Knows there's so much magic damage on Liquid. Even the Lone Druid, the Void, you kind of think of them as right-click heroes, but with, you know, between the Bash and the Radiance, they're very heavily magic damage focused. So this BKB could be a game changer.
Yeah, the beauty of Team Liquid's draft is they got both. You know, you talked about the magic side of it. Of course, they got the Corrosive Haze as well to amp up the physical side.
They have the Root, they do have the Bashes.
Yeah.
They're not all in on one type of damage or control. But IG are looking to make a move. I'm not sure if this Burning Blink has been scouted, but in any case, they have that good long-range initiation. Mind control in danger now. Could be caught out. Who's going to jump first? Oh, rolling forward, but Boca trying to scout, but they don't have the vision. They still get off the silence, and now smashing it through with the Static Storm. Laguna raining in the pain. They get the kill.
Just like how GH was public enemy #1 last game, the ship has...
now mid, Echo, Fissure, see ya, Miracle.
Solo.
XXS, what a performance it has been. 3-1-2 in the off-lane, 4th highest in network, often up against the duel, a tri-lane. Every gank has been on point.
Yeah, his Sand was absolutely amazing last game, though, too, even though they lost the game, so...
It was really the only reason why they were in the game.
Sure.
Like, Riki killed a couple couriers, but as far as hero kills, as far as map, like, actual team fights, he was all they had. GH. Uh-oh. This is dicey. Now getting scouted out, but Boca's there as well. Gets up the silence, rolling through.
Quick.
GH easily juking him.
Yeah, quick
swift sidestep from him.
And back they go. Probably need to pop the Shrine for mana if they want to go for more.
How do you see these teams matching up going later, Lou? Because it seems like both teams, their cores are farming quite well, especially IG. Bloodstone completed on OP now. The Sven's going towards the BKB as mentioned. Meanwhile, I guess Miracle a bit under farm, but obviously Matumba Man doing great.
Coming in, finding themselves 1 kill, and now it's going to be Glimpse coming back, and he jumps away!
Oh, a little bit early. IG didn't have that crucial silence.
Yep, Static Storm was lacking.
Still on cooldown. I mean, a bit overeager. Yeah, how do you see these teams matching up now that the cores are starting to get their farm?
The game plan remains the same for IG. You gotta find the Void and you gotta kill him before the fight happens. The problem is it gets harder and harder as the Void itemizes for it. He's going for a straight up BKB after the Master Madness. You rarely see that from a Faceless Void. And he could even pick up a Lincoln Sphere, because all I think he needs to do in this game is just land a good Chronosphere. Because his team will take care of it in the damage department. Ice Blast, you could dump it in.
Ember Spirit,
triple Remnant,
heavy nuke damage, plus you've got the Ice Vortex, so...
I guess the lack of synergy between the bear build that the Matumba Man's going for with the Chronosphere is...
Yeah, they're not really the best natural friends. Obviously, the Lone Druid gives you that ability to take a tower now that he's farmed.
Well, that's why the panel was discussing that maybe the Lone Druid goes for range form build this game.
That was what we saw that out of Arteezy in the group stage. Actually worked very well.
Yeah. Matumba Man really is known for his like bear build. He likes to, well, he likes Eldoge, you know, micros well.
Feed your panda.
And they like to push. You know, Team Liquid coming in today, one of the things we talk about is that they're pushing lineup. And this is definitely one of the better pushing builds.
XXS marching in again under cover of smoke. IG could be caught off guard because Liquid are coming from the rear. Up the ramp, Miracle's going to break that smoke, but already the trap's been sprung. They lock onto Matumba Man, they commit heavily. Upping damage, but Mind Control is there, trying to save the day. Doesn't matter. Magnetize will finish him off, and now he's on the run, surging forward. Miracle tries to get the damage out, but still this Void stays alive on the other side of the fight. KuroKy manages to get a double kill, finishes off lane supports the chaotic fight, favoring Liquid. Make it 3 for them, but now the Swan looks to get in. The crush is timely. Kuro's in trouble, being kited. XXS puts a dagger through the heart of Liquid, finds that crucial kill. The totems are coming, burning if he has mana for a stun. It could be more. Miracle on the run now.
They don't have a stun anymore on Sven. Yeah, it's not a matter.
That'll be it.
Yeah,
so
the fight's over.
Back and forth exchange there.
The critical thing for me in that team fight is that Chronosphere was able to get cast. Great Ice Blast coming out here from KuroKy on the second half of the fight. And more importantly, OP was the first person to die, or one of the first few people to die, and as a result, he cannot collect all of the Bloodstone charge. In fact, he gave up a lot of Bloodstone charge. We're going to see this team fight one more time, but notice on the south half of the team fight, the Ice Blast is going to hit on multiple heroes, and that made it super hard for for IG to actually connect on the rest of the fight.
Yeah, Mind Control barely missing the Lina there. I believe Matumba dies anyway, but yeah, potentially they can kill that Lina a bit earlier in the fight. And it just shows you Liquid are very reliant on a good chrono, especially, I guess it changes a little now because GH does have this flank, but still, ideally you'd like this Void to be getting 3-4 heroes in upcoming fights, and it's tough until he gets the BKB. There's a lot of silences, a lot of chain stun, a lot of ways to interrupt that jump.
I mean, just the physical damage as well, right? We saw he turned on the Mask of Madness, and he just ate like an enchant totem hit, and it's like, oh my god, half his HP just like went away, so.
And that's, you know, you don't even have to really build damage, just the Earthshaker. That's just something you get naturally.
So that's something that he's got to watch out for.
They're trying to get aggressive here. Still chrono on cooldown though, Liquid. They group up behind the bear. The Radiance is online. This is the time for them to take objectives. IG, no Echo Slam, no Sven BKB yet. Actually, as I say that, it is en route. This could also be a game changer. Might encourage IG to fight again. Burning, moving through the base, not detected as of yet.
In terms of the answer to the BKB Sven, they still have the Chronosphere. They could still get Eldoge rooting him. So, not exactly something you could count on, but it's there for our Team Liquid.
Killing him, though, becomes a real problem if that BKB is active.
Especially if he has Warcry turned on. That makes corrosive haze.
Physical damage definitely lacking at this stage, something Liquid will undoubtedly get more of as the game draws later. There is a dire scan, scouting out their trees. Won't find anything.
At the same time, though, there's a lot of pressure for IG to actually win those fights with the BKB. You know, as the game moves on, the BKB charge timer gets lower and lower, and suddenly the Burning Sven going from a very dangerous hero to something, yeah, we're going to just kite you. The second
IG looking to screen a trap. They know that Liquid are in their jungle because they're not showing bottom, so they leave Burning to hopefully take that tier 1. The rest of the team setting up behind OP to protect him. It looks like IG takes the tower down. Burning blinking in. 3 slices, down it goes.
They see Miracle top, they want it.
Back
Blink,
up.
Echo Slam.
Where's the chrono? Mind Control's there, he catches them, but too late. Miracle's down and now GH gets zapped. Oh, this is not good for Mind Control. Meet the cleaver. Burning makes it 3.
Looks like Matumba Man was able to run down Q. On the Bear, there's nothing much that the Disruptor could defend himself. But great team fight here. The Chronosphere just was a tad too late. And unfortunately, also catching the Slaughter in the Chronosphere. And Lena says, all right.
Dire's middle
Fish on a skewer. Easy kills.
That type of fight is borderline disastrous for Liquid. It's one thing to lose the heroes, but to commit the Chrono and then still lose 2 cores like that, those fights will really cost them. This next minute and a half, 2 minutes or so, IG can just really farm out the map, get their next round of items. OP has picked up the Yule Scepter, burning. Now 1,300 gold to go with that BKB. Already Earthshaker, XXS closing in on a Shadow Blade.
Yep.
Which is going to make an already very impoverished Kuroki that much poorer, and where they haven't had to worry about that Ricky scouting them out, suddenly it's like a pseudo-vision hero. You know, you can run around invis and potentially catch Liquid a bit off guard.
The cool thing for IG in that last fight is that due to the nature of the fight, Sven didn't even have to use the BKB. So that's just another fight that you just like, freebie, don't need a BKB. I'm going to be that much more effective going deeper into the game. So IG looking pretty well right now, but...
How do you feel about this from Matumba Man? Gets the kind of late Mask of Madness after the Radiance Might on the Bear. Is this a tell that Liquid feel like pressured right now to...
Well, hold that thought. It's going to be the initiation again. The chain stun's going to be there, and IG just dominates them.
Crush. And now GH whipping his own crush. Liquid getting towards back. No, they did commit the BKB. Do they still want to fight? This Void could have buyback for all they know.
Every time that IG gets such a key pickoff on the Void, they feel like they should get something out of it. But with the Sven BKB down, they don't feel confident enough to walk up to the high ground to get the tower, nor do they feel strong enough to go into the Roshan pit.
They're playing it very patiently. XXS now Shadow Blade complete. A second one, as mentioned by the panel, likely to be the case, is being built. OP halfway there, and now the Glyphs. They're going to catch up Matumba Man. This is a fight Liquid must take. The Void's got
Savage Roar
soon, but doesn't matter. XXS already gets the job done. He will pay with his life, ending an unstoppable streak, but he just spent his gold, got that Shadow Blade, got the crucial lone Druid kill. Liquid now, how do they respond? Chrono's online. Maybe they think about the Roche, but the lone Druid is dead for 40, so not really a lineup that's great at taking it without him.
Without him, I mean, even though with Kurosa K's, maybe Void could help out a little bit, but that's it. And now faces Void, instead of going for the BKB that he's queued up for a long time.
Diffusal.
What do you think about this? I feel like the BKB was more or less the right choice. It seems like with him going for Diffusal Blade and Matumba Man going for the Mask of Madness, Team Liquid believes that they don't have enough damage going into the mid-late game. And they might be correct in that assumption, but at the same time, if you just get initiated and you don't have BKB to back you up, then you also don't have enough damage, right?
There's so much chain stun on IG that I do feel if this Void ever gets jumped, he's not going to get to press the BKB. And he's the save, right? Like, so he's the one that you know, he can't save himself when he's chain stunned. So in that sense, perhaps it's understandable for mind control.
Sure.
Ideally, you want the BKB, but also if you BKB and they can just run away, maybe you don't have that great gap close. So
yeah, it's really a tough spot.
It's a rock hard place. Like, I don't think the BKB would be bad necessarily, but I can also understand where it's not the most appealing item. Here comes the smoke. OP out in front. They're going to make their move. They just mind control! What an anticipation play! Oh, that hurts. Now GH on the run. Magnetize bringing him low. He goes down. Miracle next. Pulled back in. Zippity doo-dah. See you later. But now IG, they can turn their attention towards this tower, and XXS. He's on. Echo. Again. The totem again. IG, they're not just getting the one kill Lumi, they're getting the follow-ups. They are running roughshot over Liquid. This has to be a real concern that Liquid...
They have a double damage for this Roshan. You know, OP just wanted to get extra attack speed by stunning the ground in front of the tower, and then they just... The Void jumps in. The Void thought he had a good Chronosphere, and he got absolutely wrecked by that random LSA. You say prediction, but I think he just wanted the attack speed back.
In any case, it hurts. That is for damn sure. Liquid...
Off of that one random LSA, they got 4 kills, Tier 1 tower, and the Aegis.
Again, fight after fight, and now we'll see it once more that IG getting the jump. It was such a big discussion point on the panel, like, oh, this Void can't get the jump, they have to be able to stop him.
if he gets a good chrono, it's over for IG, but it just hasn't happened.
Have we seen a good chrono?
We saw one decent one top, but they still managed to get kills.
It's on the hunt.
A lot of pressure on mind control, whereas IG, it feels like many players stepping up. XXS getting jumps, huge clutch static storm from Q. OP with what you'd say a very lucky stun into the trees. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
You know, the silences to initiate. IG have a lot of ways to start fights. I don't really feel like Liquid do. You don't really want to initiate with Miracle, and even if you do, the chains are not that scary on their own. Slardar blinks in and crushes. He's likely going to die before he gets out, so
I think the most impressive,
a ton of pressure on this Void.
The most impressive thing is that IG is doing it without any like super vision heroes. Like they don't see the Void coming, man, or they have to like
double Shadow Blade Lumi. That's your vision.
I mean, okay, I guess that's one way to do it. Like if you get to download this replay and watch it from IG's perspective, and the fact that they don't have as much vision as what you're seeing right now, it's just mind-blowing, mind-numbing how good these guys are. And now they are on the hunt. XSS, Invis up as always.
Smoked up, XXS, as you mentioned, the man in front, Liquid, farming up the Ancients. Mind control just completed, but now might get caught. There's the roll, the fissure comes through, the chain stun not there, pushed away. Time walk back to safety.
A rare miss from IG. So far, every time we've seen them lead with the stun, they generally finish.
But the thing is, like, Liquid aren't confident to counterplay, and they're really starting to slip here in the damage and net worth department. Burning's now completed a Crystalist, grabs the Hyperstone. Daedalus not too far off after that for him, and again, an aggressive foray into the Liquid territory. They might catch one. Matu is there. The hits just keep on coming. Liquid are starting to crumble on the big stage.
The problem here for Team Liquid right now is that Void is the save, but IG has so much burst damage that by the time that the Void could react, likely your players are already dead. You know, when you have Laguna Blade, when you have Burning coming with big
they might find one. Disruptor's run out. He was near the follow-up. Chrono gets that Earth Spirit, but do they want to go? No, actually, he's punished. GH now might fall. Burning there, looking for the cleanup. 3 go down. Even when they try with Chrono, it ends up haunting them.
And now Chrono's down. If you're IG, you're like, okay, let's just get an objective.
I mean, end of the day, it's a lone druid in melee form. It's 4 melee heroes with a Void. It's not the easiest game to find good Chronos.
Yeah. Also, I feel like Miracle has unable to really, like, the fact that he's worried about getting killed so much that he's unable to freely go for solo kills of his own. That's generally one of the strengths of Ember Spirit. In fact, looks like he's going to get solo killed here again. Do they have enough? Oh boy, you bet they do.
IG making it look easy.
Jayo
cheering themselves on, and somewhere ROTK likely smiling for his old friend Burning. They are close, Lumi. This game is quickly slipping out of hand. So I think it's time we ask ourselves, how do Liquid get back in the game?
Still same game plan. You need to get that Chronos here. Like, Team Liquid to me needs to be on the offensive for once. Remember that smoke play? They went down, and unfortunately the Q static storm just got him. Remember when Mind Control jumped in looking for the 3-man Chronosphere, and OP just got him? I feel like a lot of these are just very unlucky breaks for Team Liquid, but the plan remains the same. You have to go in, you have to be on the offensive, you have to land that Chronosphere, and make things happen. But
again, mind control is poor. Like as far as items go, he doesn't have a whole lot of options here. But if the Chrono is that important, it feels like it'll be harder to get one without either the BKB or a Blink Dagger, a Shadow Blade. So commonly big pickups on Void.
Yeah.
Part of it is just a raw numbers game where in a better game, if those fights have gone differently, he has that mobility item, he maybe has the BKB or the Diffusal as well, but again, bottom, they jump in. This time they're ganking out there. And now they might give him a Tumble Man as well. He's in the trees. Can Q find him in time? No. He will make it out.
Kinetic Field does give vision.
How much does this bear really offer going later, though? It's one of the knocks on Lone Druid as a carry. He is very timing-based in melee form, especially against heavy physical damage, which IG have in spades, both the Lina and the Sven.
I think the timing was strong for the Bears to be really super effective. I mean, one way to play it in the scenario that Team Liquid is in, you could get an Aghanim Scepter on the Bear and start relying on split push. But as we saw there, IG has no problem just ganking the bear.
They have double Shadow Blade, they have a 4-staff, they have a BOTs on the Lina.
Oh, yeah, they could,
like, they have mobility to hunt that bear.
Yeah.
And they have multiple heroes who can kill it or at least force it away. But here comes Liquid on the smoke. Burning would be a huge catch, but the smoke breaks uphill. Burning gets away. He's still got the BKB ready. Do they commit? Liquid, no, this is a bad idea. Backup is there. Now the Yule Scepter trying to buy time. One stun, and he is done for. Chewing through him with the sword. Now the Echo Slam. The follow-up's there. XXS again delivers, and now onto a Matumba Man. Mind control in. Mind control dead. No solutions. No hope. Glimpse on back. Make it for Invictus Gaming. Absolutely slaughtering Liquid. Kuro likely the last man down. Make it 5. IG on the cusp, on the verge of top 6.
You could truly tell that IG are just super comfortable with these heroes. Some of these are their most played hero. Q has an 100% win rate with Disruptor so far in the tournament. I know some of our panel boys don't like statistics, but this is a good time to talk about it. Bobo got 80% win rate on the Earth Spirit in 5 games. And now we're going to watch this team fight one more time. Just look for XSS's positioning. He is cutting off the backliners, making sure that they can't do anything.
Interrupting the follow-up to the Chrono, which you see the Ice Blast come now. Fight's already over at that point.
Right.
Not once have they started the fight with the Chrono into a Crush, into an Ice Blast, into an early Ember kill. They're always playing from behind, and Matumba Man scratching his head now. How can the sailor in another life take the ship back out and find a safer harbor for the team? The map is just getting very, very claustrophobic now, Lumi. Liquid have lost most of their outer towers. Anyone who's caught is basically just done for. Yeah, you've got the Yule Scepter, but they have so much chain stun, so much disable that you drop the Static Storm and there's just no solution for Miracle to get out. There's no solution for the Void without the BKB. And that's just the Disruptor. We've seen multiple Earthshaker solo kills. Those only get easier as the game goes along. IG continue their surge forward, and they're going to find Miracle. Close call. Up to the high ground. XXS not going to blindly blink up that hill, though he could. Now instead going to retreat towards the top lane. IG keeping the lane shoved in, knowing the next Roche could be nigh.
Yeah, I think at this point, Team Liquid needs a mistake from IG, and that's never really a good position to be in, especially on the last game of the Best of 3 series, but they are that far behind. However, if IG does commit a huge blunder...
Oh, he does it again.
All right, well, there's no mistakes to be had for IG. Like
11, 2, and 8 in the off lane against the duel. They got it. They need that Void. He doesn't have buyback. Burning is chewing through Liquid. And more damage piles up. Now the bear, Panda down. They're already endangered. Burning, have mercy. But Poka says no mercy for you. This is our game for the taking. That happened indeed, and slicing forward carves up the AA. 4 dead again. Invictus Gaming prevailing here in a way they haven't at TI in a long, long time. Still a ways to go, but Liquid are about to be sent packing to the lower bracket.
What an upset. Team Liquid, a team that a lot of people thought would win the whole tournament. They chose IG as their opponent for this winner bracket, and IG just coming in strong. I mean, I thought it was going to be 2-1 Liquid. I was with everyone else.
A variety of picks, a bunch of different approaches to the game. We saw in game 1 heavy emphasis on vision. I think we've seen probably like 15 to 20 different looks from IG over the course of this tournament. They are not afraid to mix it up, and they're very deep as far as hero pool goes and seem to be getting deeper as the tournament goes along. Yeah. So Liquid are now kind of left scrambling to figure out how to adjust.
The knock against IG coming in this tournament was that they've been failing a little bit in the last couple of events. People have been calling them a one-patch team. Ice Rock has nerfed them. But coming in strong here, showing that they are not a one-patch team. They could do a lot more than that.
Well, maybe they're a two-patch team.
Well, this is the right patch to be on if you're a two-patch team, because they are winning right now.
Daedalus complete. Even the Disruptor casually piling in the items, grabbing the Solar Crest. So now you've got Burning strutting around with 47 armor, BKB, and that's not even counting the Solar Crest being thrown on him. gets basically unkillable, and that is before this Roach falls. H's and G's to be claimed. It'll be a desperation fight. Liquid need a miracle, and I don't mean the player. I mean the hero. Moments, like I don't even know what that would be, Lumi. Like perfect chrono, perfect ice blast, triple remnant. That probably doesn't even bring some of these carries down to half HP.
At this point, I don't think a good chrono is, enough.
You really do need IG to blunder in a major way.
You need IG to chase into the tier 4, chase into the fountain.
Use those buybacks, multiple hero crushes, some timely bashes, some huge rolls of the dice.
Just like I was listing out a lot of conditions for IG, now there's even more conditions for Team Liquid to actually, stay in this game.
And that's it. That's if IG even take risks about it. They're not right now. OPT home. He pushes out the bottom lane. They don't want to give Liquid that freedom to like try and split push to maybe red it out a little bit. They are going to keep these lanes shoved in. They are going to continue farming, and that is another concern for Liquid. IG have more room to scale. Lina can still get bigger. Your Sven is closing in on his level 25 talent. These supports have room to grow. Even the Shaker could get more items. And all these heroes scale pretty well. So I don't even feel like you can say if you're Liquid, well, IG are on a timer. Time is our ally.
I mean, Sven as a hero does kind of go down in terms of effectiveness because, as the game goes on, people buy more force stabs to counter that. But because Team Liquid is so poor, I'm not even worried about burning.
It's like
scaling.
If there is a timer, it's been paused.
Right.
The hourglass has been put on its side. There's no sand flowing one way or the other. Now IG, they commit for the siege. All three lanes pushing in. They started with the crush. They'll need a lot more than that. Ice Blast coming through. Burning shrugging it off. The Shivas ushering Liquid away. And with the Ice Blast down, IG, just wait for this next wave. You know they're going to come swinging.
Yep.
XXS.
Notice how they don't jump in. Notice how when the creep wave dies, they back off. There's just
patient.
Super methodical.
And now, potentially decisive. Birdie does get stunned up. He's still got the BKB. The bear works on him, but the bear gets stunned. Controlled. OP pumping in the damage, pummeling it.
This is what happens
again.
This is what happens when you jump in. All they have to do is hit the building.
Now Chrono. The god! He somehow interrupts it again, forcing Liquid on their heels. Not even bothering for the buildings. IG are giving the business to Liquid now. They do force them back, but everybody's healthy. They need more damage. Where's it going to come from? If Bernie never gets a hit, that's all she wrote for Liquid. Miracle, someone dead for sure. Ice Blast, the buyback. Ice Blast is there. They do get one that's a punch on the knife. They don't even get the kill. Buyback again. All 5 dead, and they're still trying to fight. Liquid are down. They're now a corpse that's being punched, kicked, and about to be put 6 feet under. IG have the buybacks if they need them. They've got the damage. They've got the control. The position is theirs. The game is theirs. The series is theirs. And top 6 is theirs.
Wow. Burning one step closer to that. Oh, there's a pause. One step closer to that TI champion that he so deserves as a player.
I don't know if anyone has been looking for that championship longer. It's a very short list, but IG